if you live downtown, you have a different perspective of the city.
Of course, most definitely.
Yeah.
If you live on the river, your perspective of the city is 100%.
But
different.
in that same breath, you could say living downtown, you have two different perspectives of the city as well, because there are people who are like, oh, all the bullshit, and then there are people like, oh, but the beauty. So there's like,
I would say that there's different levels to that. Like traveling along the river, that riverfront property, like all they're doing is building more and more properties for the river. They just won't build it. It's on the east of Lakeshore Drive,
Sure,
right? The only building is that Lake Point Tower, Lakefront Tower, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The suntan lotion bottle.
Sure.
You know,
I like that.
But it's pretty dope, the shit they show you, man, and everything. That I would recommend it. It's not bad. It's like $40-something bucks. It's a cool date idea, to be honest. And after we got off, we just went up and went over the bridge and down to the other side of the river walk.
Great.
And like, I mean, literally, I wish we would have been able to meet the earlier boat, but my lapse in judgment, we should have Ubered, man. We should have Ubered because,
Yeah.
but the thing is,
know.
it was the Uber there was not
It was
bad.
a Friday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah. Right.
So we chilled out and.
I see why you would have thought it would have been better, John.
I thought it would have been cool, man. I thought, hey, but that's my problem with Chicago's downtown.
That
It's
was the
geared
first
only
day
towards
of
tourism.
Lollapalooza, though.
I had no idea.
No, sure,
Not
sure.
a fucking clue.
and
It
it's
was
a money
Lolla.
grab, man. Anything you do downtown Chicago for the day, like any activity, especially if you want to Uber, it's gonna be a couple $100 day. You know, so
And they got that walk.
Water
dude,
tower.
You can drink, you can have food, and then by the end of the walk, you have gelato, and you go right back.
Actually, you should go Peep Fee over at Montclair
Man, that's something I hadn't thought about, but we probably should have did that.
because
Shit.
that's right by the lake.
Yeah, we should have done that.
and you really feel
Well,
like
just-
a
I'm
shithead
just
not
letting
taking
you know.
advantage.
No,
next time.
next time
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You really feel like a piece of shit not taking advantage of that part of the city. Like
Yeah.
You
all
do
of all the things that
until
you, can
go
complain
down
about.
there and you realize how much the prices have been jacked
Well, for
up.
sure, but it's
Yeah,
like
well, now.
you can do
It's
things.
not-
Because they
geared-
have to because of inflation.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like a year or two ago, it really wasn't that bad.
True.
Well, I guess plus COVID hit too,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
But
no one
there's-
was really shopping. you
Yeah,
know?
that's right. Like nobody. We were.
But even just like going chill by Navy Pier and like walk the whatever. Just, there's a lot of things that you can do, and if you decide to like keep it cheap, you can keep it relatively cheap.
I feel like
you know?
we should take advantage of it now, considering that winter's coming up and that's flu season and all that. Everything that's
Yeah.
going on.
No, we're definitely gonna.
Yeah.
I think you're right, and it's important to take advantage of that. It's cool. You see all sorts of people, bums
Mostly
talking
because,
crazy
you
shit,
can-
motherfuckers rolling backwards.
I don't know.
fucking
I'm not sure if you guys
students.
noticed this though, but I feel like the homeless downtown aren't as like violent as they were back in the day. I don't know. I feel like violent is a strong word, but I mean,
Aggressive.
you used to have bums pulling their pants down and just
Look at my dick.
right.
I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Listen, man, I love my city, but at the same time, I don't see how we made the second best city in the world."
No.
Right?
Yeah, we did recently. Right?
We did
in the
that.
world. Yeah.
And I don't.
It's like a consistent thing. We're always on that list for some reason.
Yeah, and there's dope parts about
Naperville is like
Chicago,
always-
but I guess
they're only talking about downtown.
downtown. They're
Yeah.
only talking
That's
about
it.
within the loop. It's limits, right?
That's it.
Because
same with New York City when they say that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure they include certain boroughs, to be honest. 'Cause,
more than likely not.
like Queens, maybe not.
You know, they don't consider the murder rate, the crime rate.
They
They
don't.
just consider the amenities and what will it allows
Or
you to
maybe
see.
they need to fix that title then.
They probably do. I would say that I don't know what the more accurate word would be, but
The
I don't
most
know.
centralized
Somebody,
town.
somebody, and it goes to what you were
I
saying.
can do everything here
Why your glasses
Sorry.
fogging up?
because it's hot in here and these glasses.
Hot in.
I told you the white
So
hot light
hot
that I'm
in
under. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of off to the side of it, so I don't really feel it that much.
I mean, it's not that hot.
It literally is.
Hey man, what can I do? It's the trials and tribulations
Like,
of having
I'm
glasses. Is that your like version of an Amiri hat? Do you just have it on every week now because you got one and now you're
No,
like,
I
oh,
didn't
at
have
least-
this hat on last
I'm
week.
pretty sure you had one. No,
Last week I-
He's asking right now. Damn.
How much would you want to bet? How much would you want to bet?
Well, Maisha says she wants to
That
hear
came
some
out
shit
of
talking.
nowhere. I know
How-
she
how much
did.
you wanna
You're
bet?
welcome.
Hey, he came to the glasses right away. Where the hell did that come from?
I think
Well,
that
they were
was
fogging
that
up.
was
I was like, what was
a
going on?
sincere
They were truly
You know what I mean?
fogging. I bet you $100 right now that I wasn't wearing this hat last week. $100.
I'm just saying
just attacked
that hat
me. You gotta
comes
back it
on
with facts.
pretty. It's probably like 75% of the episode you got the head on.
I didn't have the one before it either.
You probably don't even remember that. No. I would play it right now, but if I
was
get
it
in there,
yes or no to his bet?
if I get in there, no, I'm betting.
Of course not.
Hey man, listen, the pod viewers who actually view, they know. We have that on
I
regular.
guess that's true.
Coincidentally, we were just talking about betting yesterday and how fucked up I'm terrible at that.
Wait, hold up, but like on like DraftKings and shit like that, or what?
Yeah, things like
I was
that,
thinking
things
about that
like
shit too. I don't know.
Well, we were because obviously I had my little shindig.
Well,
yesterday.
hold on. Relax yourself.
Are you gonna
Relax
tell
yourself.
who we are?
Relax yourself.
Oh, they don't know.
Wow, they still don't know.
Well, sorry, man. I can't. I'm not
But
gonna
I'll
say
tell
that
you
part
what,
out.
though.
That's how we kick it off.
Tuesday.
All right, man.
Tuesday,
You're number two.
isn't it?
Bow, knock you down. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I am your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama, who has been muted, and my homeboy, Dave.
What up?
Dog is here chilling. You know, I have to shut him the fuck up sometime, man. You're not going to shut up. You will be fired today. I will fire you today.
Unmute me.
Anyways, welcome to episode number 146 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. Clearly had to make a quick shift in the way that our setup is right now.
You know what I realized about the number we're in?
No, stop it.
We're
No.
getting closer.
No,
to the point of 200
you
than
stop
the
it.
point of 100. Don't fucking do it. Come on, man. Put me back up. It's a true.
Can you let me just intro the pod? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the show. Shout out to any new subscribers out there. I know we have a few of them from last week. We appreciate y'all. And anybody who is returning, we definitely appreciate you as well. What's going on, guys? What's happening in the world?
Oh, you're gonna shut me down every time
Yes,
I talk?
probably. Yes, when you interrupt.
Don't
when you
ask
interrupt
me.
my intro 7 times, yes, of course I'm gonna
Don't
shut you
ask
down.
me.
That's why I have this system here to do that. That's why it's in front of me, so I can be like, nope, you know.
All right, well, ask somebody else how their weekend went.
All right, well, I was asking you. I said you guys, you know. So start with Dave then. What's happening? What's going on, Dave?
You know, just kicking
You
it.
nope.
Just kicking it.
All right, that's what's up.
Is that a metal straw?
Metal straw.
Is that like for like?
How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
It looks like you might have opinions on that.
I'm always questionable about
I
it
don't
because
understand it.
what the inside is like. Can it rust? You know?
Yeah, you gotta
No.
clean that, right? Stainless, right?
Every day, yeah.
But you have to make sure you clean it. There's no, there's not a. You can't just let it sit for a sec. Oh shit, I forgot this. Now
Pretty
you
wide. It's pretty
Toss that
wide
bitch
hold straw.
Now you got
Right in the dishwasher.
now you got a rusty ass straw, and now you're drinking
That's
rust.
awful.
It's pretty wide hold straw.
Is that
you know?
for,
You gotta, it's like you have 2 straws in there almost.
Is
We
that
both got questions for you. Okay.
is that for sustainability?
Yes, basically. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
It's not because
So how do you like it?
It's
though?
not because
Like,
you're
how
a
does it
murderer.
compare to other straws?
Having a metal straw does not make me a sociopath. No,
How heavy
not
is
at all.
that? What the fuck? How heavy is the straw? Is it substantial in weight, or is it like a?
Ounce or 2? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. This feels lighter than your average spoon, like kitchen spoon,
Why would you compare it to a spoon?
because it's metal.
So are a lot of other things.
This is a kitchen appliance, like it's their kitchen.
There's metal forks and knives.
not an appliance, but you know what I'm saying. It's a
Right,
kitchen
utensil,
part, yeah.
utensil,
right?
gotcha.
Utensil.
All right. How much you pay for that straw?
People fuck up.
Eat
Like
my dick.
we go from patios to dicks and shit. You know.
How much was that straw?
My dick.
Was that straw more than $10?
No,
Was it more than 5?
no.
Was it even more than 2?
It was a pack of 5 for like $2.
It's decent,
So like
and you're saving the planet.
a little less than
That's
50%.
what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
But don't
Leave
you
the turtles
don't
alone,
You,
damn
don't
it.
you go through your drinks a little bit more?
No, because I just try not to drink.
Remember
as much.
Hitman Chugs, that guy with that big fat motherfucker that was chugging the drinks?
also have this.
Is it an aluminum straw?
Yo, that guy's dead, right?
Big straw that just holds water, and I just there's a separate straw for it too.
Look at here's my straw that holds another straw.
That guy died, right? The Chugs guy.
No.
No,
He's still fucking alive.
Yeah, he just won something.
He
just-
fucking chugged like 2 liters and fucking
I don't
the
know
most
how
ridiculous
his-
shit of all time.
I have no idea how his heart can sustain.
Here I am having
got
trouble
this, too.
fucking breathing for 3 weeks, and I don't
Do you,
drink
you
like
have,
that.
do you have a thing with like hydration?
It's a metal canteen.
You know
Huh.
what's that's hilarious? You have a glass cup with a metal straw and a metal canteen with a plastic straw.
No.
And this is why Sam's on the pod, so he can point out things
It's
that are of ridiculous
confusing,
nature.
mate.
It's not plastic at all.
No,
not
but the
plastic.
only reason I asked you to drink more is because dude would have like the fattest straw on the planet. He would just like
He had like the Slurpee straws.
no,
The
no. I'm
fucking
talking
fat
about they'd be
Slurpee
like
ones.
this big. He would just literally just sit there and drink out of a straw the size of a hose.
Novelty size.
Let me put my garden hose in this drink and
It's like he was trying to
Pause.
siphon his drinks.
siphon. Is,
Pause.
Yes. You know what I hate? I'm okay, actually, all jokes aside, I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Vivi, well, she has at the house, she has glass straws, which also scared me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't
Glass.
know. I mean,
Glass
I
straws.
never tried it, but it makes
Yeah,
sense.
there's a little less of a opening.
They get a little wild, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it like actual glass? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, because there's like different.
It's like, but it's
types
like
of
pretty
it.
thick, like the.
Some are thicker.
I would assume like the Ball brand.
Right.
That kind of thickness.
Pyrex.
My
and shit?
least favorite straw, and they
Paper
might as
straws?
well adopt that or something else, is paper straws.
Yeah, I don't understand why
Yeah.
they.
Halfway
exist.
through my drink, it's in my drink. It's not
That's
my
what I mean. They're
drink.
getting a little bit crazy. Like, why would you use paper? You know what water does to paper? You ever seen it?
So actually, this is really odd, but this is coming up again in conversations. So there was a sample on an MF Doom record where it talks about how companies are going to start wrapping their foods in digestible, I guess, containers.
So you can eat it all.
Just gonna eat it all, right?
Is that what you-
I can see how that would
Is
be
that gonna be
beneficial,
in-
like on a burrito, right?
Or what it would be is that the container would serve as like a napkin as well.
Is that included
So
in
you're getting
my
double uses out of it, you know.
Is that like with the McDonald's fries thing where you like tilt the tip back and you put the
I guess
ketchup on
that's
it?
something, you know.
You know those places that give you napkins, but they're not really napkins. They just kind of move the liquid around. You're like, dude, why would you give me this? It doesn't soak up
Yeah.
anything.
It's like that
just
so
fucking bargain
thin.
brand paper towels that they use in
Yeah,
bathrooms and
I'm-
shit.
It's like
I'm
half
just-
a ply.
I'm just pushing around a liquid.
You
at
can
this
see
point.
through it.
like you couldn't even give me a one ply.
Or when you go to restaurants, be like, give me napkins. They give you like one or possibly
That
two.
shit makes me mad,
They give you
though.
2 napkins and like 1 ketchup.
So I'm gonna buy a fucking sloppy ass torta.
Right.
You know?
And I
like,
only need
there's
one
just shit
napkin.
dripping off of it.
I have a skill.
I'm
It's
already
He's like,
hungry.
Here
I
you go.
Off the word burrito and
Here
the
you
word
go,
torta,
man.
I'm hungry
Like
now.
flicks it out.
I have a talent. It's called I don't get messy when I eat. No, motherfucker. I need every napkin you have in there.
Right.
I like to be like, fuck this.
Truly.
Dude, you ever been to
Truly.
Buffalo Joe's? If you get the
I
barbecue,
still haven't been there, man.
man, if you get the fucking barbecue, it's all just the sausages everywhere.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to go lick your fingers or wipe them off.
Listen, first of all,
I actually bring gloves when I go to wing spots now.
I definitely lick my
Bring
fingers.
gloves?
Yeah.
I definitely do the licking my
Plastic
fingers
gloves.
thing. Pause where necessary, but
Say who?
so I definitely do the licking my fingers thing. Pause where necessary.
Hold
Oh,
up,
yeah.
hold up. I like see Adam licking, and after every lick, he's saying pause.
Yeah.
Like,
Pause,
out loud.
pause,
Just so
pause,
people know
pause,
that
pause.
he's. Yeah, right.
I said pause.
I said it. All right.
No. But for the sake of this,
My
without a-
man
without
looking
a
at me
visual,
and shit.
I said
even
pause.
with a visual, you know what I mean? Like it looks suspect.
This shit good as hell. Pause.
We used to be able to say things look suspect,
True.
and they
You should be able to say a lot of things.
True.
well,
I'm
it's
not
true.
gonna get into what I feel about those
should
things.
not.
It's true. You know?
You should not.
You should not.
You should not, motherfucker. Okay. I won't.
You didn't.
I had an interesting take on religion that I think was piss people off a lot, you know,
Word.
especially if they're religious.
Word.
And that makes me want to say it, right? So I had this. I was thinking like when you think about Jesus, we'll start with the Christian religion because I don't really know too much about all the other ones and their origin
Is it
stories and whatnot.
inappropriate to call him J-Dub?
I don't think so.
What'd you say, J Dub?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is it amazing? I mean, I'm just saying. Do people give Jesus a
He's
nickname? Is
Jesus. He's Jesus H Christ. There's no W there. There's no two J's. There's nothing that would signify J Dub being a reason. You know?
So- A
Yeah,
lot
but
of
some
nicknames
cats are
you-
just
yeah.
called Dub.
Well,
out of
they
nowhere.
dubbed me A Dub in high school for
Well,
a
there you go.
while,
So
but
you just made the example right there.
But my first initial of my name is A, and then it's followed by a D.
Is it an issue?
directly?
Is
you
it
know what
an
I mean?
issue?
Yeah, but I feel like Dub is usually like W.
And they just told me that Adam
Or-
was
or like
too much of
20.
a white name, so
Yeah.
they tried to adjust it so that I fit in with.
They called
the
you
crowd.
AK.
No, they were like Adam was too white. You can be A Dub from now on.
What about
Wasn't it AK too though? AK was tapped, wasn't it?
Maybe I don't know.
All right.
what about
Take my nickname
Young
in stride.
Jizzle?
AK. What?
What about Young Jizzle?
That is awful.
I mean, Jeezy's around. Does that mean him? I mean,
Well, he proclaimed himself as Young Jizzle at one point. Young Jizzle and a homie.
okay.
Buck, you know?
All right. I'm just wondering, do people give Jesus nicknames?
Tell them haters catch up. Ho.
So yes.
bitch, you better buck,
JC.
though.
JC. That's
JC.
about as good
My
as
guy
it gets.
JC.
That's all it gets.
That's pretty much it. Like, because
What
I
if you
feel
don't
like
like that
anything else
nickname?
is really, I don't know, maybe not really. It just seems derogatory.
But what if he wants a cool nickname?
I mean, we don't know. We can't.
Yeah,
speak
that's
for
the thing
him.
about it all. I think everybody just assumes they know, right? What if you? What if?
But hang on,
Jesus
let me
is like-
get
I
into
feel
my
like-
take here
I
so
feel
that
like
we
if-
can
if-
unpack that. you
I
know?
feel like if you're an actual good person, you feel like you're a good person, you do good shit, you're not out here doing dumb shit,
Then give him a nickname.
then I feel like you have a good relationship with God in some, maybe in some capacity. Not to say that all good people are only, God.
my contention has always been there's no need to have 8 billion people on the planet if the whole idea is that we just constantly are in worship.
It's a way of like weeding it out.
Like it just sounds like an ego trip when people say that. That's not what he expects. You know what I mean?
I just think he would like a nickname.
Well, my thing
Everybody
is
likes
this.
a good nickname.
My thing is this, right? They say, oh, don't have babies out of wedlock and be married and da. That's how you're supposed to do it, right?
Sure.
So
I don't like
was the
term
Virgin
wedlock?
Was the Virgin Mary was the Virgin Mary married to God?
I don't think so.
Because she is Jesus' mother. God is the father, no? So is Jesus a bastard child?
I don't think that they think that God is the father because she got pregnant without having sex.
Well, aside from the nonsense of the allegory that is created there,
Look.
Oh my God, I'm pregnant.
like
I'm pregnant.
yeah, like if you woke up that way, I don't think
That's
that
all.
I don't think she's proceeding
I'm
with
done.
it.
I'm done.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, this is bad now.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's not.
It's just a question because I'm inquisitive, right? So I need to know, like, if you're trying to have me follow a certain string of things, I need to know why. Same way at work. You're gonna have me do something. What the fuck is this gonna do for us?
I get that.
So I need to know, like, was Jesus born out of wedlock? Right? He wasn't. His parents were not married. One of them was God. He didn't come down and like put a ring on it.
I don't know much about religion,
Yeah.
but isn't he technically all of them? The Holy Trinity?
No, he's one out of the Trinity. That's the idea of there to be
But
three.
that's all in one and the same, though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know what the Holy
Son,
Spirit
the God,
is.
and the
That's the
Holy
part
Spirit.
that I
Yeah, the Father, the Son, the Holy
The
Spirit.
Father isn't. Yeah.
That's all one thing.
No,
Yes.
it's a trifecta.
It is. It's a
Of
trifecta.
one person.
No,
It's a trifecta that
Jesus
makes
wouldn't
it
be the
Holy
Son of
Trinity.
God if he was also God. That wouldn't make any sense.
Well, a lot of it doesn't make any
But
sense.
that's where I'm getting here. So like, if I have a baby and I'm not married, I'm not going to hell, right? Because like I'm just following Jesus' path.
This is amazing, yo. This is amazing.
We're
I just
not
wanna
saying
know.
anything bad.
No, you're not. I'm just saying the fact that
People
These
hate when
are
you question religion, so I need to do
two
it.
people
you know?
that grew up practicing Islam are talking about Christianity.
Yeah,
right now.
practice is very loose. I don't really
Okay,
practice.
sure. Okay, my fault.
To be honest,
But-
I practice.
Well, I'm not trying to.
I
be bad
practice.
or-
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
listen.
Okay.
Listen,
I-
I don't get offended by questions that make sense. you
and
know?
I
So-
practiced basketball.
You also practice wrestling until you had to get in a leotard and then do it.
Yeah,
with
once,
the
we
he's
music,
got,
like, fuck all
once
that.
we got into the whole
all
let's wrestle
So
each
we got
other,
into the meat and potatoes of it all.
I was like, this is not what I signed up
Actually,
for.
though.
I was like, I got to wrestling like, are you guys going to show us the Stone Cold Stunners now?
like, who does the rock bottom?
Wait, we're not jumping off ropes right now. What's up?
Who do I go to understand how to suplex correctly?
If that's how wrestling was really, like in high school, they're like, oh, we have a ring and we're gonna get busy. Like, pause. Then
If I want to DDT somebody, am I that here? Or?
Imagine, I'm like,
is the tombstone pile driver a real thing? Like, if I drop you and then cross your arms around your chest, you're
Like,
dead now.
in other news,
This is 203, right?
An Illinois wrestler
It's wrestling
was-
203, right?
This is the advanced version. No, he's like, in other news,
I gotta get to my advanced wrestling class.
an Illinois wrestler was disqualified for using a unsanctioned actual WWF move in his wrestling match in high school.
You like having like a entrance theme, but it's like a full like
Oh, great
tournament
question.
or something like that. Like
Man,
That brings you to a great question.
one kid
What would
with his
be
own song.
your entrance music if you were a WWF superstar? And yes, we're still
I
using
never
WWF.
thought about that,
All right,
but
World
I thought
Wildlife.
about basketball or like baseball or something like that.
Or even if you're a boxer in your
I
feel
just
like,
want to
you
for
know,
the record
like-
say
I feel
I don't
like it
like how
would
we
be-
got off that fucking that conversation so quickly.
I feel like it would be true.
the problem is we can't get answers. You know.
Yeah, but
Troy.
we can question a lot.
But I do say I'm
question
pretty
every-
sure that he
All right.
was a bastard child. I don't mean that offensively. I'm just saying that's what you call a child who doesn't have a married parents.
I care nothing about that. I will say anything I question about one religion, I will question about the other.
Yeah.
I get
Please
you.
don't think it's limited to one religion.
No, absolutely. That's
sure,
why I said start
Any
with Christianity.
inconsistency out there, I am going to say, well, listen here, sir. Anyway, back to what were we talking about?
Theme music.
The theme music.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say Troy from Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
How does that go again?
They reminisce over you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It was an NBA street song they used for a while too.
Man, that was that shit, boy.
That was a great game.
All right, what about you, Adam?
Um,
I'm gonna steal one from,
fuck
from
did I
Stone
do?
Cold.
no.
I'm gonna just throw glass at the wall and just jam on the fucking guitar, man.
There it is. 'Cause that's what it was.
Because
much.
you started my high school career this way, I would probably go. I'm a soldier, young buck.
I done told you.
Okay.
I mean, and, you know, we don't have to go through the whole song, but like the first 30 seconds, like,
Sure.
Do you guys not think we should go like?
perfect.
You don't think we should go oldies? Like,
nah, you can go whatever you
You
want.
can do whatever you want to do.
I don't know what I would pick, to be honest with you. Like,
I'll go Bring the Pain. I came to
that's a good
bring
one.
the pain.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, you know.
what about like some like a rhinestone cowboy, right? And you come out in rhinestones.
And this is why we shut his mic off.
Well, I mean, that would.
Well, you're never gonna get picked because that's a terrible. Like, you got to come out and you got to be like shock value. So if I came out like a fucking rhinestone cowboy,
Right. I feel like if there.
But
was
are you
the
gonna
right-
have
if there
rhinestones
was-
on
and I'm gonna put this
Some
big, I'm gonna
like
put this
a
size
Canadian
12
tuxedo?
cowboy boot
If
up your
there was
ass.
the right theme, you know, and I feel
I
like
would
we were that
maybe
character
remix it.
wrestler, you know.
Yeah,
like,
you'd have to have a cowboy hat with some
It would be
spurs on.
remade.
You know,
Okay,
he's like the zany off the wall character.
you got to have
Or-
some chaps.
It wouldn't
You can't do
be-
that without some.
it
You would
wouldn't-
have to call
you have
yourself
to-
Rhinestone Cowboy. I feel.
It wouldn't be just a straight up rhinestone cowboy. Like, or you remember in High School High
Yes.
when he was like
Mix it up.
rhinestone cow. And
I
then,
love that
Yeah,
shit.
so that's where mine would be, right?
Yeah.
and I would be the like.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah,
I
that
gotta
shit
see
was
that
hilarious.
shit again.
Dude. Such a great movie. John Lovett's fucking
Really
hilarious.
hope it's got good replay value. 'Cause
I hope it
I
does
don't
too.
know. Yeah.
I think a lot of
Lovitz
those movies do.
Yeah, John
You know?
Lovitz is something else.
I read something there like the reason why I'm so into the nostalgic feeling is because it brings me back to a time when I was genuinely happy. So I think that's really what it is. You know,
Right.
sure, there are some disappointments when you go back and you're like, oh, that's not as good as it was when I
I
watched.
thought
I
you
should
were
have
gonna
left
say
it in the
life.
past.
I was
but-
like, yeah, there'd be some disappointments.
well, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta let me finish my sentence because I was gonna. I mean, that's true.
That is true.
Life can be disappointing, you know. Like I was able to breathe for the first 32 years of my life, and all of a
Damn.
sudden, you know,
Breathing's imperative.
it
It is.
It's
It
it's
is,
helpful when you can
actually.
do that successfully.
Some of us
yes.
can't though right now.
So, are you gonna choose like a real song, or are you gonna actually go
No,
with
dude,
Rhinestone
I'm,
No,
Cowboy?
he's
gonna go out there and I'm
He's
gonna be
there with it.
and you might be surprised by the cowboy. Like
He's
I
right
would
there
be.
with it.
Be a dope cowboy. Come out there
No
and
one's
a
ever
fucking-
said
Like
that.
selling dope,
No one's ever said that.
a dope boy.
like a dope cowboy.
I'll come out there and a,
I would be a
I will
dope
come out there
I
and
sell drugs on horses.
I'll come out there and a
I
big
cannot
ass,
wait to see what Mike says about that
a big
shit.
black ass stallion just like and then I'll come off, right? And then I'll put this big ass spur.
I feel like Mike right now is like, boy,
now
just lining them up, waiting to do it.
dude.
Like, why does Sam think he can
Click,
be a
clack, click,
Rhinestone
clack,
Cowboy?
click,
No, the best part about it is this fucking the scratching of the right.
so good.
Right. So I'm gonna come out there in like a cool ass cowboy outfit, right? Now you guys are laughing, but you guys have been passed over to be anything in the WWF by this point. You guys all got terrible songs. Adam has no shit.
Need I remind you that somebody named John Cena came into the league, and the first thing, like,
I swear to God.
he was wearing baggy shorts that went to his shins, which was
Oh, yeah.
not ever a thing. I don't think.
No, that was at that time. It was.
It was just
sure.
a terrible look.
I think
but
you
not,
gotta
but
give.
definitely not for white guys.
no, especially no.
This is
like,
this is so.
Now,
Thick calves
now
and
he
shit.
does like Tide commercials.
You gotta give him some credit though
In
because
awful DC
he's
movies.
cheesy. He's cheesy, but he did a good job as being like some sort of ambassador for that the WWE like as a
Yeah.
Hey man,
Sure.
Triple H is now like the head of talent and shit. He
Yeah,
took over
and
for
Vince McMahon left because he's a nasty.
He's one of those nasty
He's a
men.
nasty.
He's a nasty guy.
Wait, what was he? Touching kids?
Some sort of like
Yeah, allegations came out
yeah.
against.
Really?
But they
I
said that
think
he
it was-
paid them off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then
He
I
said
asked you,
like $15 million worth of payments to get people out of there.
Didn't
and
I
then,
pose the question that
then they like
whether or
forced him
not
into retirement.
they kind of like negate everything by accepting the money? Not that it
How it
negates
all
what
works,
happened,
man.
but like you've taken the money.
Yeah.
You said this
Damn.
is worth everything for me. now.
Damn.
It's true. I don't know. It's nasty. It's I don't want to get into like what the
He's
moralities
a
of it are.
nasty.
I don't want to get into the moralities of it
nasty.
all, but yeah, it's gross.
It's gross.
Well,
And
not
then-
to make fun of that either. Yeah.
And then to carry on the tradition of the Rock's bloodline, Roman Reigns is now like the undisputed world champion as of I think like this weekend, whatever WrestleMania or some shit.
This
happened.
is not a wrestling pod.
It's not, but I mean we have Stone Cold behind us and in front of us.
it's a
so-
Stone Cold pod. We still haven't gotten that fucking Broken Skull beer.
No, not
oh
yet.
yeah, you got to get
Fucking El Segundo.
pretty good.
You ever just wish you were from a certain place that just sounds cool saying it? Like Rancho Cucamonga?
I know
lot
for
of
a while
places in California.
you were probably thinking that you're like, oh, it'd be cool if I was from Queensbridge because
All
Nas
the
and all
Nas.
that.
Oh, man.
That's
Well, at
not-
certain points, everybody was like, man, I'd love to be from Queensbridge.
Nah, I
That seems
never
like
said
a
that,
cool
but, like,
place.
The minute you
I ain't
go
never
there.
said that in my life,
All right.
not one single bit. But also, I wasn't like, Brooklyn was the borough the rapper I like most was from. So.
Oh, word.
For real, man.
You know what I mean? I don't give no fuck about no damn Queensbridge. It's the time they destroy and rebuild it.
There's so much soul in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. A lot of the biggest talent in the world came from Brooklyn. You know?
Oh, yes, you're right.
I mean,
New York in general
It does
generates
produce quite
a certain individual, I guess you could say. And,
yeah, kind of. I think because
also, but Chicago, there's some issue here that people
They
have to leave here to be to get big.
nah, you can get big here, but you don't stay ever.
It's
Right.
small in here. No, you big in here. No, I think
Right.
that in terms of because it doesn't seem like you can really your star can't really grow here.
Because you don't want to live here as a rich, successful person because there's a lot of haters here.
It's not really welcoming.
Yeah, it's not the place you want to be.
Man, for real, unless you're like that person.
If
Yeah.
Chicago was on one of the coasts, it'd be ridiculous. You put Chicago skyline anywhere else, like
It's a coastal city
against the
outside of
water.
coast.
It can't be like you can't throw. If you took Chicago and it didn't have the lake, and you just had the downtown, you threw it somewhere, it'd just be like a random ass
get
big
you.
ass city in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's my
Like this shit don't work in Kansas.
That's
or
why this shit
Iowa.
is it's like a coastal city in the middle of the U.S.
Don't nothing
you know what I
work
mean?
in Kansas or Iowa.
what it is, yeah,
Don't nobody
exactly.
wanna
Because I
live
mean,
there.
what you got? I think we talked about it last time. What 13, 14 miles of coastline? You know, like you don't get that in
not
any
sure.
other.
It is interesting
really,
how
you
we
know?
have just like we built right along Lake Michigan. It's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
It's beautiful.
I mean, we didn't like build
love-
it.
I love
It was just
biking.
kind of here, and then we were like, oh, let's develop. You know?
No,
Like, we didn't build
we
the land.
developed once. No, I mean actually, if you look, there's back in the day, the water used to go back to like, I think fucking Clark Street or some shit like
wow.
that.
Oh, and then they put like bridges.
If I
whatnot.
remember correctly, I could be wrong with the street, but I know that the water used to go back further. There was, I mean, obviously, this is just I had a refresher course during that architectural thing, but this is things we knew that Chicago was built.
Well, I mean, break
on
it down for us. You
Chicago
know?
was
Teach us some
built.
things.
Okay, well, here's Chicago 101 for all you stupid motherfuckers out there.
All right, well, that's a bad start.
Remember in Me, Myself, and Irene, he's like, I'm just trying to help him, Daddy. Motherfuckers gonna think that
Yeah.
he's stupid. Like,
Yeah.
yo, that family with Anthony Anderson, dude. Some of the
man.
funniest shit of all time.
This whole fogginess and these new
Yeah, that
glasses
shit
is driving me crazy.
I'm watching
man.
your things grow up.
It's like,
fogging up.
when fucking the pandemic started and I had to put a mask on. It's like the fucking air would seep just right through here, and I'm like, come on, man, I can't see already.
Yeah, it
Like,
just fogs up. I imagine going into companies like that.
the issues that you have to face as a glasses wearing person is just
pretty
endless,
fucked up.
man. I'm telling you.
So, I guess I can go enlighten you guys a little bit, but you guys know this already. So, Chicago obviously had what they call the Great Fire, right? The Great Chicago
Right.
Fire, and this was what
We
like
didn't start the fire.
I don't know the exact
fucking
year.
Mrs. O'Leary did.
Yeah, it was like 1870s, 1860s. I don't remember the exact date. Anyway, they said that there was a few things that could have happened. Like the cow didn't necessarily knock over a jack-o'-lantern. It could. She's like, did she have a cow? Sure, but I don't think that's what
But
happened.
why was the goddamn lantern there in the first place?
Right,
Right.
like why was this cow?
Oh, they needed to see.
Why'd they put a lantern in a cow? Like, hay?
This was prior to Thomas Edison, right?
On top of hay?
Yeah, it's just sitting there.
on
That's
now.
like really reckless.
Hey man, they
Like,
didn't
was
have
she just,
they
like,
didn't think about
high as
safety.
hell?
You know?
Well, obviously,
they were thinking
until
about function. Like, oh, I need to do some shit, and this is a place that's kind of flat. I
Well,
can leave
She's
this.
over here like hitting a joint. Like,
I would think anybody that had
We
to-
wasn't good then. You know?
Yeah, she wasn't
Stone
really
cold
high.
sober on that shit still.
So the problem is Chicago was built essentially on wood. The buildings were wood and like stone, and the streets were built on like a wooden platform. and
Word.
So everything was ablaze. It was
Word.
crazy, and
It was the most easily
river-
accessible raw material. You know?
the river was heavily polluted, super polluted, right?
Hey, like today.
Like nasty.
No.
No, well,
It's still nasty today.
it's
I'm like,
nasty. I wouldn't swim in it.
there's so much other shit that now though.
Yeah,
like
I would-
regulators, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't swim in there. I wouldn't believe me. And then I work for a company that obviously deals with a lot of the water.
Yeah,
shit.
we got the water report for this year recently, and it's like I'm never drinking tap water again.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys be careful.
When they say there's something in the water, it's
There's
true.
something in the
Technically,
water.
technically.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they said that the Chicago River wasn't even a thing to stop it because the fire was able to just like skip above the water and just go across the street. So it burned for mad time. Anyway, they were able to rebuild Chicago, obviously, and that's why they call it the second city, right? Like obviously we had like a second chance. It's the second time we're around.
Yeah, so all you squares out there thinking there's second to New York, break yourself. Man.
Squares.
Second to none,
But-
besides our own self.
Yeah, watch the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, and if anything, because we're the third, we'd be like the third city. No, not
You just
that, not
completely
that.
negated what I said.
So, but that's what you were saying. Like Adam said, it was there already. We built that actually now because a lot of that wasn't there at that time. The coast, the way the water looks now, it's eroding now again. Like the water's coming up onto the beaches again if you look at it. But Chicago's got an interesting history. Like I think it'd be pretty cool to do a Chicago history podcast. To be honest with you,
You know what? There's actually a dude that does that on Instagram who I think would be pretty cool to reach out to.
that'd be pretty cool to talk about.
Have him on the show.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean even just be like, yeah, I mean somehow, some way that'd be cool to just.
If we bring anybody on this pod as like a guest, they're gonna either have like an abundance of knowledge that we don't have, or they're gonna be somebody of notoriety. You know what I mean?
No, but this dude is
That would be pretty
actually-
cool, though.
This
Like,
dude is really knowledgeable. He's just,
What's the name on the Instagram?
Six Figure Dilla.
Yeah.
I feel like
Hey, Six
feel like
Figure
I've come
Dilla,
across his
I don't
page.
know if you know who we are, but we'll be reaching out because we want to talk about some shit.
Yeah.
There's that show like Drunk History or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool too.
That'd
They
be
kinda
kind
gives
of
you
a
that
cool like segment to add to the show. Some sort of element of bringing somebody on for a segment. 15,
I actually
20, 30
had
minutes.
an idea for a sitcom that I wanted to run by you guys.
Oh,
Not on here.
we going to have to talk about that after mic.
It's actually
Off
pretty
mic.
strong.
Half
Yeah.
mic.
There's two kids that are going to production school, like for movies and TV shows that I work with. They're on break right now. They're like, you got to run with this idea, man.
Let's
Like,
we'll talk about it off air for sure.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to forget about it.
But yeah, no, I think that'd be pretty cool because Chicago's history is like we have a lot. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I think about
Chicago's very cultural.
The Al Capones of the world, like during
Sure.
that era, even though he wasn't from here.
There's
motherfucker
also
just
so many
came
other
here.
But he ran
families.
things from here.
Yeah.
There's so many other families you should talk about too, though.
Yeah.
Not just Capone.
No, obviously.
There's
but I
also
mean,
an
this is
ugly
what-
history in Chicago to some degree. But
Yeah,
Just
I
like
mean, you could
everywhere.
really go anywhere with it, though.
just like
Yeah.
anywhere you go, Chicago's got.
There's
it's good and
comedy
bad.
here.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
Oh, where we crack out some of the funniest people you will ever get from Second City.
Sure.
and most of the biggest comedians in the world have come through Second City, like the improv.
Or
you know?
say that they love coming to Chicago to perform
Yeah.
because we're the most knowledgeable. I don't know. We're able to just get it.
We
you
got
know?
some of those the legends, you know what I mean? Like, but or even if not that, I mean, like think about the Belushis, right?
No, man.
The Bernie Macs of the world, like that kind of thing, where you have these
Bernie
people
Mac,
that
man.
Oh,
Bernie
Bernie-
Mac reminds me of my father so much, man.
Bernie is something else, man.
I think we said it before.
Or
Like
my
Second
father reminds me
City.
of Bernie Mac. Yeah.
Do you know who reminds me of your dad? Michael Wilbon.
Yeah, I see that too. Yeah.
That's who I believe
Yeah.
your dad and
That's
is like.
funny.
Michael
I
Wilbon
never
and your
thought
dad
about
are one
that.
and the same.
I never thought about that. They talk shit the same way.
Same way. Chicago and Wilbon's from Chicago.
I didn't know that.
He had some post the other day
I
about the
wouldn't
Mets
be
and
surprised.
Yankees, and I was like, "That's hilarious!" Like only Ralph.
I would, yeah.
Shout out
his
Ralph,
posts
man.
talking shit about the Yankees are
my
so
God.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, he I wouldn't be surprised because how old
Try
your
this
pops?
again, man.
Man, he was born in '56.
I don't do math well. No,
Well,
I'm
you
just
gotta-
playing. 46, 56, 66, 67, 68.
Yeah, I think so. No, he's not 68.
66.
He's do the math.
Yeah,
What-
56 to 60. Yeah, 66 years to 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't the math podcast. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, Sam being on a math podcast would be laughable.
Yeah, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that we don't really need.
Holy
to
shit! I
have
didn't know
mental math
Wilbon
these
was
days.
6'2". He looks like he's 5'8".
That's funny.
So he's 63 from Chicago. He went to St. Ignatius. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, there was a cross pass of you and your dad and him at
I
some
wonder.
point.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely possible.
because your dad going to such a historical school in Chicago,
Yeah, man.
right, has a pretty large network in that way, like famous folks, right? Like,
Definitely.
Hey man, listen, Chicago, and it's probably pretty well known amongst citizens here, but like it's the smallest big city. I don't know
what
what's
are
the
you
right way to say
trying
that,
to
but like as big as the city as it is, like it's everybody has a connection to somebody else somewhere. Like
yeah, but that
you know?
that frequency increases when you're north side. I don't know. The south side is so vast to me; it's big that I think it's harder.
Well,
to,
I don't know because I feel like the South Side is more community oriented. So
Well, I think
True.
now, right? But something about like the neighborhoods there, they're so just like the north is segregated, but they're not as enclosed.
I get that.
The neighborhoods here, when they were neighborhoods, like when we grew up, everybody was more community thing, right? So the schools we went to, the high schools we went to, whatever up on north, there's so many people you'll hear, like I'll hear Vivi talking to somebody that I don't really even know about somebody that be like, oh, how the fuck you know this guy? Like
you. Yeah.
the north side is a very, very close place in that way, where you're like, damn, it's just a small fucking world, you know?
Well, in a way, I think it's like if you're on the south side, you have maybe more often that you have to come to the north side for certain things. Where north-siders don't really go to the south side often unless you're going to like Midway or the fucking ballpark. Like you don't go to south side that often.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know.
I was gonna say just because we brought up your dad, like he went to we could say where he went, like to high school, right? Like,
I think so.
So Dave's dad went to Cooley High,
Yeah.
right? Which is like, if you know about Chicago and its like history, was a pretty like infamous high school back in the day.
Yeah.
Not too far from Cabrini Green, right? Like
Yeah,
right
he
inside
grew
the
up in
area.
Cabrini Green.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's why I say
We
like,
need to get your dad on the pod soon.
it'd be
That'd be
dope to
fun.
talk to
I
your
think
dad
that'd be
on the
dope.
pod.
That'd be some wild shit.
Especially you want to like talk some Chicago history. We can bring him on for that
That'd
for
be
sure.
kind of cool.
Talk Chicago shit like that.
Yeah.
Like you're like, there's some people like there's places.
I'm gonna
I
have to
learned-
brush up on some baseball knowledge to make sure that I can.
So Adam,
He has some stories. That's for sure.
I'm sure he does. Like
Yeah.
that would be a really good podcast. I think with a
I mean,
lot
I think
Hey, we can
just
bring it to
about-
him.
Just about his family alone. There's a lot of stories that you guys don't know about that.
of. I'm sure
Yeah,
it would have a roller coaster of like from happy to like super like probably sad stories that we
Sure,
he would
yeah,
do.
but I mean, there's just like a lot of accomplishments in our families. That
I
didn't
would
really
assume
know
so.
about. Yeah,
We can bring the pod to him too, by the way. When he doesn't have to come this way.
that's dope.
That would be fun to do. I think.
Yeah.
But again, I think like the idea of having people on a little bit about and talking about their perspective, Chicago folks or people who we know that have particular like value to add. If they
It's my assumption that why like Joe Budden has been having guests more often, right? Like, yeah, you have our takes, but 146 episodes in, there's only so much you want to hear from us.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll bring a little extra voice in, and you know.
And that's what I was about to
we'll mess around
say,
with it.
dude, is that but you cut me off by cutting off my mic.
Yeah.
We are getting to the point now where we're closer to the 200 episode mark than the 100.
Not true.
At 51, we'll be closer to 200.
Well, yes, but that's still
I'm
5
saying we're
episodes
getting
from now.
close.
Who knows how long it'll take.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah.
And that's pretty dope to me. The fact that we're almost at 150
It's true, but I mean,
episodes.
listen, rounding up from 151, you're still 49 episodes from 200.
We're 51 from. But my point is,
But
we're
it's
51
the
from
better
100.
part of a year still, is all I'm saying. You
Yeah,
know?
of
Like, it's still
course.
a minute. So
We're gonna get to that 200 episode mark. I mean, it's just gonna take some time.
No, absolutely.
You know?
I mean,
we
that's
don't
the
we don't
idea.
pump them out, to a week. I'm sure we wish we could, but that requires more time commitment than I think a lot of us have the ability to do. If we can, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we can definitely talk about restructuring.
And I
It'd
don't
be
think we
nice.
necessarily always need to, but sometimes there's busier weeks and we have more
Yeah.
things to say.
Sure,
And 2
sure.
hours.
We,
is
and
like,
we've talked about,
know,
and me and
we're
Adam
doing-
have talked about the idea of like actually a focused pod on specific topics.
Sure.
But that's something we don't need to talk about on air.
Yeah,
However,
yeah, yeah.
but
I mean, listen, they're taking this journey with us.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
We've already done it for 150 episodes, telling them like, oh, what our ideas are in the middle of the pod. Might as well keep it going, I guess.
Hey, I rode in my first Tesla for on Thursday
Man,
in the Uber back.
I've been trying to test strap one. I'm not trying to, but like I've been thinking about it though.
Oh, you were just a
Do
passenger.
it. Yeah,
Just
I
to
was a
get out
passenger.
there, I want
But
to see how it feels like, man.
it's interesting. I rode in it so I've only been in one at car shows or whatever. I've
Gotcha.
never.
It's cool as a passenger because you can kind of like see all the different
Yeah.
shit that it has in the car,
I-
but like being the driver is the completely different experience. It's the
braking and everything like that.
yeah, that's like the
what-
big thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, like you're talking about even in a land where diesel, manual, automatic, like all those things, any combustion engine car has a gas and a brake, and they're always necessary.
Yeah.
So you go to the electric side, and you're like, okay, well, I don't really need the brake, but it's there. But it's like the functionality of it's weird, and you're like so used to having to switch gas to brake that it's like a reflex to go for the brake when you're trying to stop. And you don't need to.
The fact you had described that to me while I was in there, I was trying to feel that.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to see, even when I look at Tesla's drive, like I try to see, the hard acceleration, and I
Oh,
want to see.
they fly off the line like.
Even this guy had a Model 3, and in that,
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was the dual motor joint,
Yeah.
but I felt the acceleration instantly from
Crazy.
Because you don't have
know.
to have the RPMs and the kickstart, the motor, like all that
Yeah.
shit is just weird, so now you just have an electric and it's just taking off.
I'm telling you that Dodge is creating the Dodge, their muscle car version of a EV, and if that is anything like I feel like it's gonna be, that's one of my next cars.
Gotcha.
Didn't Dodge say that they wanted to stick with the old school American muscle? Like they used to have
No,
commercials that were like, "Oh,
They-
fuck this
well,
electric craze.
they can't.
We're gonna do American muscle all the way,
Fuck
man."
the world.
Fuck the environment and fuck your life.
But I guess
we're gonna do what we want to do.
I guess the initiative is
No.
all electric by 2030 or some shit like that.
2035. That's the problem. So they gotta.
Ugly.
I think here's my thoughts on
It's ugly.
Dodge's switch to get or their admission into the EV market. So Dodge, I believe, has some of the best marketing for their market segment.
Well, the cars almost sell themselves at this point.
They know who they're marketing to, right? They offer mad trims of every car.
They make sure that you hear the growl of the motor
trim.
when they do the
trim.
I love
commercials.
trim.
You know?
They do, but I'm talking about like even let's say us three here, right? Like I can afford the SXT. You can get an RT. You can get the SRT. They have these things.
Got
right?
it like that?
But you know what I'm saying? So like that means I want a Charger really bad, but I can't afford the
SRT.
The SRT, but I got one that I can get, right? They market it to that. They market it to dude. They had Vin Diesel as their spokesperson, the guy from Fast and the Furious. They market it to guys who like to go fast with fucking that like to burn rubber, that like to fucking hear like aggressive tones in their cars, and they have that segment locked down. Nobody.
But now they're gonna have to change the game.
Nobody does it like Dodge, even with SUVs.
Yeah.
SUVs, they have the track.
Well, Jeep.
They have the Trackhawk, right? We'll just talk in
Chrysler,
terms
Jeep,
of
Dodge,
the highest.
The Chrysler world, because they're really the ones who are behind it.
Right. Chrysler in general. Chrysler's who's doing it. Chrysler's the one that's creating their advertising.
Their whole Mopar line. They know what's up now.
So you have the Jeep, you have the Durango, which are almost best in class. People love the Durango, Hellcat. The fucking Trackhawk is the same shit essentially. You got
Up until this year's version of the Wrangler.
there's so
or
many
Grand
versions.
Cherokee.
So I say all that to say they have a certain brand perception, right? People perceive them to be a specific brand. So their EV cannot be anything but. They couldn't introduce a hatchback electrical vehicle, right, and expect you to the same people who would buy the Challenger to buy that, right? If you want me to cross over to electrical vehicles, you got to give me the reason why.
Word.
So now, dude, it looks like have you seen it?
Yeah.
It fucking looks like a Challenger almost.
Yeah.
And it's fucking. I think it's all-wheel drive because it's burning all 4 tires.
That's dope.
And dude, there's no way the Hummer vehicle's 1,100 horsepower or some shit. There's no way this doesn't hit 700, 800, 900 horsepower.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, easily.
Basil
I think it says about 60K too.
Basil just posted a photo. What's like that other
the Rezani.
popular? No, it's like the Ionic or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I seen that. There's a lot of different
I'm not
brands.
sure how I feel about that.
It's nice, but it's
Do you know what they all look
it's like their first
to me?
offering of a car, right?
Sure.
So it's
They all look like Lincolns.
Yeah, well,
like the newer Lincoln, right? Like
Just a Lincoln brand.
The Ionic looks like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was behind whatever the Porsche fucking electric car.
Oh,
that
Taycan?
Yeah. Well, no, not that one. It was the sedan. I forgot. I think it starts with a C.
Panera?
No, it starts with a C. I think.
Panamera, sorry.
No.
Not Panera. That's the place
Not,
where
not
you eat
Panera
sandwiches.
either. No.
Cayenne?
But no. It's like the. Fuck, I can't remember what the name of it is.
Is it a
find out
car?
later on. Yeah, it's
Station wagon almost.
No. It's like an actual like a sedan, like a looks like a luxury sedan.
I don't think
Oh.
Porsche makes.
It does. Trust me, I was behind it.
No, it definitely does. Yeah. I don't really need
Are you sure it wasn't the Taycan? Because that's the electrical vehicle. But anyway, continue your story. I'll look it up.
Are you sure it's not the one that you said it wasn't?
Porsche.
It might be the Taycan. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah, I told you that's the only one they have that's electrical.
These people, man, driving like fucking complete jackasses, and I was like, I don't know why people decide to get in cars like this and drive like this. And then I looked up the price, and I was like, this shit starts at like fucking an 87 or some shit like that.
It's a fast car. It's
Porsche be doing some things.
I don't know if it's a hybrid or fully EV.
Porsche. How do y'all say it?
Porsche. It's Porsche. The correct way is Porsche.
I'm sure it is.
It's-
Yeah.
but Germany where they made it, maybe.
I'll
but-
interchange it sometimes, but it's Porsche.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, well, whatever.
Um,
I just asked how you say it, not how you were supposed to
Porsche.
say it.
Yeah.
I say
Okay.
Porsche.
All right, guy.
Well,
Wise guy.
You know?
Hey, you wanted me to give you an education on
Give me
Chicago.
wise
Now
answers.
here's your education on Porsche.
No, I didn't ask for an education. I said, how do you
said
say
it
it?
on-
Like, not how are you supposed to
Well,
say
you
it, but
didn't
how
ask
do
for
you...
it, but you got it, motherfucker.
See? Anyway, I think it's time we take a break.
You're right, you're right.
And then we can come
Right.
back and get into some basketball shit. There's
basketball to
Yeah,
talk
there's a
about?
little bit. I have
Okay.
a couple things.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
Dude, you went in, there's just a whole bunch of people you don't know.
I think Keggers were more intimidating before I was actually at a Kegger. And then I got there and I was like, oh, you just push the nozzle.
Well, it
and you
depends
fill
on
up
your.
cup,
I'm
you know?
just saying it depends on your first Kegger, experience. That's what I'm saying. Like
I think that would
some
be
of
a-
them were like.
I think that would be
dogs.
equatable to any of your first party experience, like outside of the family parties. When you go to like a party with your peers, you know what I mean? Like that first, there's some anxiety involved
That is
there.
interesting. That is interesting.
And
It
plus,
is.
we have a lot of things like, for instance, at the end of last episode, I said we were going to discuss our first fights that we recall. So I don't know
Oh,
if you
that's
guys
right.
have prepared any kind of, just, you don't have to go crazy in depth, but like, give us a little synopsis, you know? But we can get to that. We can get to all that. So there's not a whole lot of basketball, but let me just cover this real fast because it's just one quick thing. And, you know, the talk of the town has been Zion Williamson, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
My man's just one of the heaviest. You know what I mean? Like they said, he would bounce back and forth, and he just let me see. Zion Williamson was listed at 285 in college, but reports say he crossed the 300-pound threshold several times in his young NBA career.
Yo.
Big guy.
But still, a dominating force, which is ridiculous. So what I thought was hilarious
Watch
is
that.
that 295 pounds.
The wire to your drink.
295 pounds is the max weight for him to keep his guaranteed money intact.
Yep.
So if he crosses 300 pounds, now he's more susceptible to injury, you know, all those little things get in the way. And
So what's the clause called? Because I got a name for it.
the fat clause?
No.
Santa
The
Claus?
Santa Claus.
I like that. That's good.
The Santa Claus, because Santa's fat.
It's a bit of a... It's a bit
No,
of
we
a,
get it. No, we get it.
It's a bit of a low-hanging fruit, if you ask me, but whatever, you know?
Low-hanging fruit is there for a reason, dick, because the other ones are too high.
Goes you
No,
dick.
it's there because branches grow at all levels of the tree. Well,
Yeah,
not
what-
really,
so
actually.
you're saying
It
low-hanging
kind of stops
fruit-
at like the 5 to 6 feet before
What
the
you
base.
got against the low-hanging
we're-
fruit?
Well, when you
You're
take
saying
it...
because it's lower,
when
it's
you-
lower tiered, it's like
When it's a
second-class
figurative
fruit?
when it's a figurative low-hanging fruit,
Sometimes
and you're
that
just
be the
grabbing
sweetest
it, you know
juice,
what I
you
mean?
know.
But yeah, so that's I thought that was interesting. You know, you got to maintain it, and I think that should be kind of prevalent in most contracts. I think
that should be prevalent in.
I think he's just so
Forgive
susceptible
me
to
now.
it.
Police officers,
Let's
firemen.
talk about it.
Forgive you for that? Nah. Listen, police should have a lot more standards on their back. If you're gonna give somebody a gun and be like, "Here you go," and police the citizens
Yeah,
with
you
this,
shouldn't be fat.
You should have a lot
I
of
think that if
things.
you're fat, you're more prone to
mental
shoot.
evaluations.
Oh yeah, yes,
Yep.
yes, most definitely. But
Yes,
in
and they should
in
do
the more
those shits like every
comedic
6
side,
months,
it's like
you know?
don't be fat.
I get you.
Don't be fat.
Nah, word, but like,
Don't be a fat cop.
You
I
can-
think that
you
makes
can be
you
a
more
fat
prone
cop.
to shooting people because you're too lazy.
You can
just
be a
get
fat
up.
cop once you're like 20 years in, and now you're at the desk and you're handling things, and you're not really like on every call. You know,
If you're at a desk, yes, be
But
fat.
if you have
I
to,
don't
like,
care about that. There's a
know?
lot of people that work at desks just to be round as all hell. But like,
Yo.
Yeah. Hey man, listen, when you start working in an office and you're not accustomed to it, you can't help it.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like before I had my first office job, I was working in a grocery store or a restaurant, and I'm constantly running around on my feet,
Right.
never sitting down.
Right.
And then I moved to a desk, and I was like, the first year, I think I put like 20 pounds on or some shit. I'm like,
it's very easy.
I'm not able to like
It's
burn
like,
this off throughout the day.
I don't like this.
It's one of those things that happen so gradually. That
Like, my
you
gut
don't
is
even
hanging over my
realize
belt,
It's happened
you know?
until
Like-
it's happened.
That's very true.
You know, like
The freshman 15.
so. I've worked.
whatever they
It's
say.
real as hell.
Yeah, but it's like, what do you call it when it's your first fucking year at a job?
Freshman 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
You're
guess
still
you're
a freshman year, you know, like
I mean, I worked.
Or you
At,
call it
I
rookie
worked at
season,
that
I
school,
guess.
right? Like where we got on the phone trying to get people to sign up for school all the time, and you could tell
Oh, you
people
were
that
one of them
worked there the
motherfuckers.
longest because they were the most. They were the largest. Motherfuckers would, like you go to their desks. And it'd be like a whole fucking snack aisle in their desk,
I
or
get you.
or a
That's
whole
not rare
or
in
a
the
or
office
a
scene.
or a snack pantry.
that's not rare in office.
mean,
and you don't
sometimes-
have
I know
to,
it's
and you don't have to be a
sometimes
fat
you-
person
I used
to do
to
that.
I used to work in an office building where we had 18 floors I had to tend to. Lawyers, fucking accountants.
And the bottom floor
normal-
is usually
you
like
go
a
in,
little tiny market, little white hen pantry down there or some shit.
I made a rule real early on in that career when I was in the mailroom because every desk, every secretary has fucking candy or otherwise. It'd be like a day for somebody. There's cake,
Right.
there's brownies, there's cookies. I made it a really
I'm trying to lose weight, bitch.
Yeah.
early on. I was
That's how
like,
COVID started,
Yeah,
man.
no,
Yeah, right.
early on I was like, no,
Motherfuckers just dipping their hand in the bowl.
Yikes.
Next guy.
yeah, well. I don't know, man, but that shit. I made it a rule. I was like, dude, you'll get fat. You'll get fat, and you'll hate yourself because you
It's
worked
very
as
easy.
a mail clerk.
It's very
Damn.
easy. But then I tell you, like, there are people who they started the job and they were heavier, and they were like, you know, because I'm at the desk, I realized that it's a possibility, and so
Right.
there was one girl who sat next to me, and like she would get her steps again every day, right? And then
Gotcha.
like you're going down the stairs. We're at the 19th floor, and when we were in the office, and they make it a point to walk up and down the stairs one time a day, and I'm like,
Max-
you're really dedicated. That's a lot,
Max
you know?
used to do it at the end of the day. He'd go from we were on the 9th floor in the mailroom. There's 38 floors. I think he did it for like, I don't know if he would go up and he'd go down for sure at least once, but I think he would do it multiple times because he had himself timed.
Yeah.
And he would just walk the stairs for like 30 minutes.
They made us do that shit when we had fire drills.
And
I was like, you have 150 people trying to walk down from the same exit on the stairs. This is dangerous. Like, go take the elevator. You probably will get out of here.
That's why there's fire. That's why there's fire. What's it called? Fire drills, because you're supposed to go to different places.
No, but we didn't have
Motherfuckers
that.
just be like, but that's the problem.
There was one door to led to a fire to the stairs.
I believe there's supposed to be two, even in homes. But the big fucked up thing about all fire drills and all sorts of drills is that implies that humans won't just act completely irrationally and erratically when they're under some complete stress.
Like The Office when Dwight had the fire thing happened and Stanley,
dude, Michael's trying to throw something out a window so he could scream to somebody. Like nobody wants to open a door.
No.
Everybody's just running on their own.
That's probably the most accurate description of a fire drill I've ever seen. To be honest.
Pandemonium.
Like, fuck you, I'm getting down, not you.
I think the real way they should do fire drills is to put people in a position of an actual fire in a controlled setting. That's a fire drill. Not how you're going to act on a Tuesday morning while everybody's just finishing up their breakfast.
That reminds me of The Office.
Yeah, this is what's up.
The fire drills, like there's an actual fire there.
He's like, today, fire's going to save lives.
You got the cigarette shit.
Or smoking is going to save lives.
Right.
He threw that right in the garbage can. It ignited so quick. I was like, oh, shit.
Then he fucking had the torch at the handle of the door, like
beating the keys so the doors are locked.
Dude.
Dwight is the most fucked up individual who ever existed in sitcom history.
Dude, there's not many more sadistic folk.
But Office is a sitcom, right?
So, yes, 100%. But it's one of those ones that started that like documentary style. One of the ones. I wouldn't say it's the original. I forget.
Well, when you break the fourth wall and you have like conversations with the camera.
Yeah. Definitely a great show. Parks and Rec is also a really good show in that way. But since then they've started this whole string of that's the new comedy sitcom you're gonna get. You're gonna get like different interview. What do they call that?
I think the real breakthrough series with that was Malcolm in the Middle.
Rooms?
To be honest,
the diary rooms or whatever they call it.
But the breakthrough for that was Malcolm in the Middle because
Malcolm in the Middle probably was one.
He was talking to the camera like he would
stop like.
Right.
What is going on with Stevie?
Like, I know this sounds crazy, but Reese would do crazier things than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Adam had a particularly you must have just watched that episode.
No.
That was like a really
no. But that's
fresh.
pretty normal. I mean, when you're talking about like the Malcolm in the Middle, if you know, like
Good
Reese
show.
is a jackass. He was largely the biggest jackass of the family. So
he's the guy that would throw the keggers.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, he's speaking about it.
Hell
He's like, Kegger at my parents' house tonight. Bring everybody. Tell everyone. Don't worry, we got the kegs. So
I'll bring the beers.
And that brings me to brings me to the first time I remember walking into a party. No, honestly, dude, it's an intimidating thing to think about.
Give it to us.
It can be.
Well, okay, so like I said, it depends.
You can't just say it's intimidating. Break it down.
It depends on
Walk us through your emotions.
Even if you've drank before, it depends on the atmosphere of the kegger, right? I've been to regular cool inviting basement party, and then there's the ones that are like
chilling with
in a
12 people that I know
in a place you've never been to, like an apartment you've never gone to, in a neighborhood you're not from, with people you've never seen before, but you're with your guys or whatever, and it's just dark. And there's this haze because everybody's smoking, and then the keg's in the corner, and it's got the little light over it, and then you're just like, okay, how do you use this? The first time you use a keg, you're like, I hope I don't fuck it up, Dave. Mm-hmm. That brings me to your story.
No, because what you're supposed to do in those situations, if you have never been to a keg party before, you go there.
I don't
and
think
you watch
they call
somebody
it keg
else,
party as much as
kegger, whatever. No matter. Kegger is a keg party. So
we're gonna have a kegger tonight.
What you would do in that instance is you would watch how it's operated when somebody else fills up their cup,
and I
because
think that's where
guaranteed
you gotta
somebody's
shoot
going
him
there.
some bail. That's where you got to shoot Dave some bail, probably, right? He saw somebody pumping it, and the first person probably pumped it, getting a good.
Right.
And Dave's like, "Well, that's what you do."
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is not wrong. It's just there's
Did you fuck up? Okay, so let's talk about the first time you used it. You walked up to it, and did you try to pour it first, or did you pump first?
No, I tried to pour it first.
And nothing came out.
Yeah, it was all head.
So why did you? So why?
And I hate saying it. But, yeah.
All right, we're not going to say pause this whole segment because there's a lot of the word head. So
Speak for yourself. I'm over here trying to control the things I'm gonna say.
it's just we're gonna have a lot of it. It's gonna be there's so many innuendos,
and that's fine.
So you're pumping it right to make sure that there's
That's what she
no
said.
more. There's only a little head.
Yeah, I'm holding the tube with my hands.
Hey, is it me or is it just a disproportionately small like spout? Is this little lever
It's
that you just
dumb.
you just pour
It's
into
so
a cup?
dumb.
It's just like why do I don't?
Because
So
if it's wider than that, man, you're gonna put way too much. You're gonna fuck it up. Like
No, I'm saying why can't the handle just be like a
like a full size.
yeah? Like why is it this little stupid like valve?
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I was like 18 or 19, something like that. And it was, so I went to a keg party with a guy that I worked with.
Or kegger.
He was like, what, he's like 20 years older than I am, something like that.
20 years older than you are?
Yeah. At that time, he was like 38, something like that.
I like when they said like 20 years my senior.
Oh, you just reminded me of the first one I remember going to. I thought it was a different one.
let him-
Never mind.
let him go.
No, he just gave me a good.
But so, we walk in, it's like this whole older crowd. There's like rock music playing. There's like people jumping off of fucking fences, and
Where was this?
there's a swimming pool. Everyone's like in the pool, out of the pool.
Is this in the suburbs?
No, in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a bigger lot.
All right.
So yeah, it was like, I don't know. We showed up at like midnight, something like that, because like we worked late and we went to shit after work. They're like, yeah, grab a cup. It's all free. Just what you got to do.
And this
Kegs
is
over there.
This is that night.
Yeah, same
Oh,
night.
man,
Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah. They're like, cups are by the keg over there. Just grab it. Just got to do. So they had 2 kegs there. I guess one was already was marked out of order. Like they finished it.
Out of
Which
order.
like how do you know you're gonna finish a keg so you buy a second one like automatically?
I think you
right?
just know your crowd.
That's fucking crazy. It's a lot of beer.
What is that? Know your personnel?
Yeah, sure. So I go up to it and I try to pour a little bit and like nothing's coming out. So it's like, oh fuck, I think this one's empty too. And the guy's like, no, just pump a little bit. So I did it. Did it again. I'm like, well, nothing's coming out. So I'm just keep on doing it again. So I did it again. Nothing's coming out. And like it's like a heavier foam now. So from like the
you've
background,
caused a lot of
Hey,
whatever.
if you're listening to this on a place that's not like Spotify or YouTube where there's video, watch the video just so you can see the hand motions.
Yeah, I guess so.
a lot of hand pumping.
Yeah.
I was trying to get it going,
Right.
and it just wasn't working, guys. A lot of foam afterwards, though.
So I just hear from the background, this guy's just like,
stop fucking pumping it.
and I'm like, I look over, and I'm like, well, like why? I thought I should do that. And he comes over, and he's like, well, no, you just you pumped it way too much. Now nothing's gonna come out. It's filled with CO2 or whatever the fuck, So I'm like, shit, I didn't know that, Sorry, I was well, push me off or whatever. But so the whole time, we're all partying. Like, so I guess 2 people went to go get beer from a place that was closed and
Because
came
they
back.
had no more beer.
Right. There's like,
You fucked the whole party up.
2 30-packs of like some cheap ass beer. We're all passing that around and stuff. But the whole time, the guy,
Whose party it was?
yeah, he's just staring at me like he's gonna fucking kill me. Because I guess they had just tapped that new one.
Oh,
So,
that's
like,
fucked up.
Yeah, it was like
so
a
did they
fresh-
ever get
yeah.
beer out of it again?
So it was like a half hour, 45 minutes
They had to wait for it to the
pressure
head
to
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 go
like
down.
subside and all that, and yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, listen, that's something
Sorry.
that people don't really tell you when you're going to a keg.
Yeah.
Like, pump it 4 or 5 times and then call it a
I
like,
thought for sure that guy. He was like,
Gonna
6
kill-
foot
you thought he
4,
was
like
gonna
this
beat you up.
biker guy with tattoos and shit. I'm like 18,
he
like,
wanted to beat the shit out of you.
yeah, easy,
he really wanted some beer.
easy. For
like, you
sure.
just-
Just like you fucked my
You just
whole
fucked
night
my whole.
up.
Yeah,
Like,
I had
my
a
cup
better
is
night than this
empty
plan.
now.
I don't want this bullshit. I want this.
Like the 30-pack is Bush. Who wants to drink
It
Bush?
was, it was like
It
Keystone
sounds
Light,
almost
something
like a
that.
super bad situation. Like, he
Oh,
if
easy,
I were
for
him,
sure.
it'd be hilarious if he sent you out on this whole journey to go get another keg.
Well,
Like, you
that
gotta
was-
find another keg tonight.
So he was like saying like you should go buy beer now. Like and I was like well, I don't have
not
any money for
21.
beer.
You tell him how old you were?
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck you doing here? Like
you not only did you drink underage in my house,
Yeah.
you fucked up the keg
But-
so
but, like,
nobody can overage drink
the
the
guy-
beer in my house.
the guy that I was with that brought me there was really good friends with him. So just like this is who it is, and we were all close after that then. But yeah.
Yeah, close to getting
like-
your ass.
he's
Close
cool,
to
man,
getting
don't
your ass beat, Dave.
Well, no, because like after the keg started working, he's like, well, we're fine. I thought
Now I have
fucked
beer
up,
again, you
know?
motherfucker.
The pipes are unclogged.
Like he thought maybe I fucked with the tap. Like,
Was it
itself
terrible beer
somehow.
afterwards?
No, it was actually really fucking good.
Like, you made it really good? Did you tell them that?
No, like the beer itself was just really good beer.
I made your beer better, motherfucker.
Like that was before the whole like craft beer craze. That was like 3 Floyd something. So I was just like, fucking thank you. That was my intro.
That's how you got introduced to people.
Keg to 3 Floyd.
Hey, keg fucker.
It's another interesting little tidbit that kind of sparked a passion of yours.
Yeah, totally.
Kegs.
Well, I guess fucking up a keg for a whole party.
Wasn't the first. That was.
Dude,
the,
it was the
first,
like
but it wasn't the last
flat
time.
apartment building. Like,
Are you blaming it
there
on
was
the
people like top to bottom, all on the outside. There was so many people there, and like they can't drink this beer now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
fucked
like
up.
fuck, man.
I'd like to just say I fucked the keg up, and I'm sorry.
get the fuck out of here.
Fuck this guy.
Throw bottles at him.
Boo this man.
He's looking for somebody,
This man.
looking for somebody to blame, like
Yeah, exactly that.
that guy. I just
Have you guys ever had to run from cops at parties? I have several times. It was close too.
It's close.
Like I almost got caught. Yeah.
I've like run on like Halloween, but didn't go far. I was just like, all right, fuck it, just search me.
yeah.
Like, you know what? I don't got anything on me.
Right.
Just go ahead and take it.
I never thought to run from him, and it's probably a place of privilege to say that, just because like
Oh, you're in
you know.
the suburbs?
nah. I
Well,
mean, just
Adam
in
didn't go to a
general.
lot of those like parties like that.
Oh,
Did you?
okay,
Like any
okay.
daytimes and shit?
Oh shit, daytimes home. I wasn't even thinking about that. Those were wild as fuck.
But that's a different.
That was-
I didn't
that
do
was
many. I didn't do
just-
many in high school either. To be honest
That
with
was
you.
crazy
no,
shit.
I mean,
But see, like in regards to running, I don't know. I think I've probably I have actually, but like yeah, I don't know that it was like super memorable. We just the cops and just ran, and I don't think I ever saw them. We just got in a car and drove off.
I was never with a group of individuals that was like, oh shit, the cops run.
Yeah.
So like that's usually what gets you to go, right? Like otherwise you're like, oh, consequences.
consequences.
I get that.
No. But yeah, like those the keggers and shit. Like, I think those are pretty fun because it's almost like going to a bar, right? Because now you're in a place where you like, all right, I'm gonna go get a drink. You got to go to wait in line.
Yeah.
And the bartender's you. And you were a terrible one the first time you went.
Yeah.
Like
Hey man, you live and you learn. It's the
I
experiences
fucked
that
up my
shape
whole
you.
experience.
Like you were a bartender you were basically a bartender for everybody, and they all had a terrible experience after you.
It's the experience that shapes
Well, I guess
you.
in
You know?
some
We
ways we're
learn.
all bartending for everyone, right? Because
Yeah.
like you have to control that yourself too. Like yeah.
It's true. It's not
So
like
that-
somebody's
so
sitting
you're-
there just
So
designated pumper.
so the thing is like what I did was right. I should have started doing it. I was just doing it too much then afterwards.
yeah. And how are you supposed to know any better at that point?
Because the same guy that called me out, that's the guy that at the party, like that had the party, like he was on telling me like you got to pump it. That's why it's not coming out.
One of the
So I was like, oh okay. I'm like, I just kept on going. Yeah.
so I went to a couple.
and he's like, fucking stop. Like,
dude, my fucking keg.
I think the first time I used one, I
well,
was.
to be honest, I'm pretty sure it could just explode off too or something.
You could build
Probably,
too much
yeah.
pressure in
right.
there, I'm assuming.
It's all pressure based.
I think the first time I
You're
used it,
gonna
I
kill
had
yourself,
I had the
dude.
spout and the pump. I was pressing the spout and
and
the
I'm
pump at the same
underage
time.
at
you
his
know?
party.
You
Like,
died pumping a keg
Sorry, my
underage
fault.
at a
Okay,
fucking
just-
party.
Hey, listen, you've been interrupted by him like 75 times in your story, so I get it's all good. Sam's not good at letting people talk. You know,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
like if we have an interview show, I don't think he should like be.
Oh, I should
at a
definitely be on
mic.
that interview.
I don't think so.
I won't be Meryl though.
Oh, yeah.
I promise I won't do that.
No, I
not
think
that.
like the first time I used one, I think was using the spout and the pump simultaneously. So like as I was pumping, it was coming out, and I was just unable to make that.
It was like you were pumping like oil out of a barrel.
Pretty much something like that. You know, I don't know. I didn't know any
It's
better.
just shooting out.
right,
It's like, you know how like a water gun, like you just keep pumping and shit. Like
right.
I saw like there was some MSNBC article talking about like the greatest water guns of all time from like and of course the one that you had with the back.
Oh hell
thing
yeah,
on
that
there,
was the
you know?
best one,
Best
dude.
one.
You
That
push,
shit was
fill it
strong
up.
as fuck.
You're like
Best
a fucking scuba diver, but with
Yep.
water and a fucking shot. Basically a shotgun.
Alex was the first one to have that.
I think
Shit
I
is-
was. There wasn't either for. Well, maybe I had it. I had it before I moved to the neighborhood.
Maybe. I don't know.
Before because I got it. Mine was breaking right when I got there. Because I remember we got it when I was younger than when we moved there.
I know we had like a couple of water fights.
Water fights
which
were
is a
the shit,
hilarious thing to
Man.
do.
Water fights were fun.
For real,
Yeah.
man.
What did you tell your that's your story?
No,
You
I mean-
just used it at the same time.
And I'm sticking to it.
So I just used it
Yeah,
at the
I
same
mean-
time, and it worked out all right. It was better than Dave's.
Listen,
yeah,
I-
McDonald's is great.
It is a pretty uneventful story if you've
It
pumped
is
it correctly.
It is because I mean, listen. The thing is, I've at that point I don't think I've been to many of them, but like just watching people use them before I got to it, because I'm like I don't want to sound like a bitch not knowing what I'm doing and be like, oh, how do you do this? You know, it's the
Now,
pride
on
in you.
On
You know.
the flip side of water guns, Nerf guns.
Oh yeah,
Nerf guns were dope.
for sure.
Hell yeah, they were like, how can we make this more dangerous without making people kill themselves?
Anything that was
no, you could poke your eye out with it.
anything
They
that was
never
Nerf.
advised us to use glasses or anything. Like,
It would just smack shit like, and you were
The
whatever
suction.
come out the.
Yep.
I can't do the sound.
Yeah, stop doing
Anything that was
Pause
Nerf.
all that.
Pause all that. But I mean,
was appealing
pause
to
that.
us,
But we've
you
been
know?
saying
Something over your
beating
face.
and this all.
We paused that too.
All right, we'll just
Yeah,
pause
we'll pause all
everything.
that shit. Yeah.
Pause the whole fucking show
right.
now.
Right.
We're gonna pause.
I have a record button, but not a pause button.
Let's literally just pause.
No,
You don't want to pause.
no. We
Hey.
pause only when
I did.
appropriate. You know.
I did it.
The first kegger I think I remember going to be honest, was I think I was probably a junior in high school. But dude, this is why I said it depends on where you go, right? Like the most drastic of like, you know, there's extremes. Like it's like an inviting experience, and then there's just a massive party that you end up at.
Yeah.
And like I remember it was at some fucking like warehouse in like off Elston, like south.
Warehouse.
Yeah, like an old
Warehouse
warehouse,
parties
and
are
we
dope.
walked
So
into
I'm assuming that the party belonged to somebody who's older than you as well, because who has access to warehouse
it
at
wasn't
17
a
years
home.
old? you
Yeah,
know?
probably. But it was a home. It wasn't a home. It was just this.
No shit. That's
But
why
it
I
was
said
like-
you have a warehouse. I didn't say home.
It was maybe like an event space, right? Like a big ass. Like you might hold like an art show there.
Oh, they were ahead of their
Right,
time.
right.
But dude, I mean, I went in there and there was a whole bunch of people that I had seen around in like life at that point as in high school. Like, you know, I'm like, what the hell? And I just remember it being like a fucking. It was what I would imagine a movies party would look like.
Yeah, sure.
It was just like.
That's kind of what I was
Like
thinking about.
ecstasy
Yeah.
filled, essentially, like from what I could gather. Like I didn't like so. So here's the thing: in high school,
Plenty of drugs.
This
you know?
is this is not the first time I operated a keg. I'll put it out there because I didn't start drinking in high school.
Oh, okay.
Never drank in high school. So the first time I used a keg was not then. This was the first kegger I've been to. I'm like, well,
Wait a
this
second.
is
Wait a second. You just said you were a junior in high school, though.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. You used one before that, but you didn't drink in high school.
What are you talking
Where did you start in 8th grade?
No. I said I started.
You have to be more
17,
specific with your
18
stories.
years old. I graduated.
No
my
word, but you
birthday's-
said
my
when you went
birthday's
to
at the cutoff.
But this
so it
particular
seems-
party was junior year. You said.
Junior year, so I was 16 maybe.
Okay. So then
So I was 16.
that was not the first experience, though.
Right.
That's the first.
But you didn't
keg-
drink until
first
after high
keg-
school.
First keg experience.
I'm confused.
I hear you.
No, first
I hear
keg-
you.
I don't know what he's
Oh, I'm,
getting at.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm not sure where he's
I'm
at right
saying
now.
probably first kegger experience. I didn't drink then.
So there was no experience prior to this with a keg.
No.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's what you
Because
said the
I
opposite
thought
of.
I thought you were alluding to that.
Oh,
it was
no, no,
before
no.
high school.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
what
yeah.
the fuck was
It's
going
like,
on?
this man in
my
8th grade
bad.
getting drunk with my
But
pops.
this part, I just,
He said with my pops? With my father?
Pops had a keg one night. We were just going at it, man. Just that little stupid nozzle.
Nah, I mean,
that's how I
I
learned
mean-
not to overpump a keg. And that's
I meant quite the opposite of that. You know, like he's like anti-keg, and you did
Yeah,
what
yeah,
in 8th grade?
No.
In my house?
He
What?
said anti-keg.
no, So yeah, no, that wasn't the first time I pumped a keg. Then I think I started drinking. I drank after high school, the summer after.
Yeah.
But I went to. It was a party thrown by Rich and James actually.
Oh, shit.
Right, and they had
Okay.
keg, and that's the first time I used
At
a
their
keg.
house?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was-
shit.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Mm.
Like we were like 19.
Shout out to the Roses, you know what I mean? What's up with them?
For sure, though. But I remember that, and that was the first. But I didn't. It wasn't eventful. I got drunk, but I didn't like fuck up the keg.
But that's how your event's supposed to be, you know? It's my first kegger, and I got drunk here.
Well, that's true. But I also didn't. It was like a trifecta because I was there. I didn't fuck up the keg, and I got drunk. Sorry, Dave.
Nah, I mean, listen.
All right.
It's the experiences that shape
Dave's like,
you.
it's all right.
No, it's cool.
You throw those shade.
No,
Fuck
you're
you,
good.
but
No,
that's
you're good.
cool.
It's cool.
Nah, but I bet you
Motherfucker.
I bet you he's more of an expert at it now than you would be. You know what I mean?
The keg?
Yeah,
probably.
You live and you learn, and you.
Oh, yeah,
and you-
yeah.
and you-
I don't know
and you get
how
better.
to tap a
I was
keg. I've never
operating
tried
a
that.
keg when I worked at
You ever,
Fishman's.
that's a task, right? To tap it the first time.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's pressure. It's a lot of.
fucking- Yeah. Not easy.
I remember we had one.
Never done it
we had
myself.
one at Max's, his wedding, and then all those dudes started doing like cake
Cake
stands
stands on
from
it and shit.
the hose.
Don't-
And this is like, well, COVID, like, you know, it was pretty much
this is like
just new.
this is
into
like
shit.
20. This is last year September,
No.
right? So like, I remember we got I went to help get the keg, and I came back and we got some drinks.
Yeah,
and
we
then
went-
early
we walked
on,
over
these
there together.
motherfuckers are sucking out the fucking tube.
Yeah. Listen, man, certain people,
Wait,
like,
who
you
were
just
they?
can't get drunk
Who
with.
were
You
they?
know?
Who were they?
They're people that he knows, you know?
I'm just not gonna say anything.
But the point is, listen, if you're going to, like, first of all, There's
This is the
a
first time in my life I think I decided
That's good.
I'm just not gonna
true.
So
say
smart
shit.
for that.
It's true. It's not something you do often.
Not
Because
often
Adam
at
knows.
all.
And there's no
it's
way
not
to
work.
describe what happened without describing what happened.
Listen, if you're at a wedding, right? It's
Now
not
I
the venue.
really have to know.
A wedding reception is not the venue to like do cake stands on.
Especially when other people are using the keg, dick. Like, stop sucking on the
It's not
tube.
appropriate. Like, just
No.
put it in a cup. Be classy a little
Bunch
bit.
of sucking on the tube while I'm sitting there. I'm like, I was gonna go get another beer, and this guy's mouth is literally all over the tube. I'm like,
Pause.
you know what it's like?
Yeah.
You know what it's
That
like?
is a
You ever
pause
wanted to-
moment.
You ever wanted to go get a drink from a water fountain? The person before you had their lips all on that motherfucker. Just
That was every water fountain that existed back in the day.
I fucking hated that.
it's fucking stupid.
Like I remember specific times at Disney where I'll be like, oh, we go to the bathroom as a fucking
Stop
class.
sucking on the damn water.
Go to the bathroom as a class, because that's how you do it. Like everybody had to pee at the same time. And then we like, oh, if you want water, hit the water fountain and get back in line, right? And the motherfuckers just like, I'm like,
Man.
yo, pause that whole movement too. But
I don't
like,
get it.
They
Like-
would just literally just encompass their whole face. on
like
the
now
thing.
all your nasty ass, like your backwash is now just ingrained in this thing.
Like, and you're like a kid, so your hygiene habits aren't the best. Got nasty ass mouth. Like,
Remember-
awful.
Do you remember? I don't know if they still. I don't think they still have a lot of them around. I think they've probably updated or done something different. But they used to have those big ass water fountains. Remember
Like
when you
the
walk
park
around,
and shit?
like the big bowl, and they'd have multiple.
remember that.
Remember those?
Mayfair had that shit, right?
And
Yeah,
you would just
exactly that.
and just walking through the city, thirsty for some water. You just put your lips on that thing right there, and not put your lips on it, but
Put your lips on that thing.
Yeah, because that's what we're
Pause.
talking about. You shouldn't be
Pause.
doing right now.
He said that shit.
Pause, that's funny.
He said that.
That's funny. But do you remember those?
It's like in Mr. Deeds
Yeah,
when he had
remember
the
They were
Hawaiian
like
Punch water
rocky,
fountain.
like a
Totally.
little, they were kind of like rocky.
That's Hawaiian Punch.
But that's like Chicago stuff to me, the old school shit. He's like, but that was like that old
Your
school
great
Chicago.
uncle loved Hawaiian Punch.
Those water fountains, like the small joints, like, but they had the guards so you couldn't.
Yeah, so people thought
They would literally- it would be
kids
like- they'd
that
be like, how do I
went to
get this
school
thing?
with, they thought that was for like your cheeks, like you should put your
Yeah,
mouth on the
Yeah, you literally.
right.
In all fairness, to shoot them just a little bit of bail.
No, fuck them.
Just a
Don't.
little bit.
I'll
Like,
shoot them, not them
There you
shoot
go.
them bail.
there were sometimes water fountains that you would get to.
And
right?
then I'll need bail.
There were certain
Right.
water fountains that like the pressure was fucked up, so it would literally just kind of fall
Then don't
out of
drink
the
there.
spout, and they would
Then
put their
you-
mouth on it. I didn't.
I would never
I
drink in
didn't.
that
I would
water
never drink
fountain.
after that. But like, they did it, and whatever. That's
I also had a kid that used to wait until it filled the
And slip
then
it out
drink
the
out of
fucking
that,
thing.
yeah.
That's
That's
nasty.
nasty.
Fuck him and everything he did
'Cause-
afterwards.
'cause
okay?
everybody's fucking spit just
That's
fell in there.
exactly
That kid was not going to give anything but society, but like fucking tetanus.
That kid definitely has something that he shouldn't have at this point in time.
That's a nasty motherfucker. He slurped it
That
out of the
motherfucker had
fucking.
mono at 6 years old and shit.
I'll tell you what, he's probably immune to every disease that ever
I
existed.
swear.
He slurped
Either
it right
that
out,
or
'cause
he fell
slurped
victim
it
to
right
one
out
of
of
them.
that fucking bowl of a.
He either built immunity or fell victim to him. One of those things.
That's true. He may not
That shit
exist.
is not hygienic at all.
No, he had a problem.
If he was drinking the water out
Fucked up.
that bowl later on, he did other things.
That's
that-
like those
out of
kids who,
bowls
like-
he probably didn't want to do.
That's like that same kid who, when you went to bathroom as a class, right? That he would like and get to the urinal instead of just whipping his dick out, pull his pants down to his fucking ankles.
Man, yeah.
You're like, dude, you can hold can
No.
hold things.
Like I know that's how you like learned at your house, maybe, but like, don't do that now.
Yeah.
You don't have to have your ass.
And you
cheeks
just
out
be
while
like,
Right.
yeah, it's one of the kids that like enjoyed like the fact that his penis existed.
like watch me shake my dick.
Yikes, man.
No shame in that house.
Not at all.
Which I mean, whatever. Water fountains are hilarious though because you would usually have two of them next to each other. One of them that barely didn't work and it was warm water, and one that like shot out
Hell
too
yeah,
far
one had-
and it was ice cold fucking refrigerant water.
Hey, you're like, Dave, press the button.
Exactly that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are we done with the cake stories?
Yeah, I mean, I gave us
Bottom line, kids, don't put your mouth on things that other people are going to be also using to drink out of.
Also, just know what you're doing before you do something.
That too. That too. I mean, listen.
Yeah, don't be a
I
Dave.
learned hands on, so don't be a thing.
Don't be a Dave.
That's definitely,
the-
that's definitely not the moral of the story.
no. The definition of a Dave in a party sense is the guy who overpumps the cake.
You can equate this all
I mean,
back
once.
Huh?
I happened once.
Yeah, but you did it. You know how they say that if you want it, now I've speaking the attitude of an award winner because I've won an award. Like Dave now speaks in the manner of an overpumper of a keg because he's overpumped a keg.
This is all just.
I'm sorry.
It's all equatable to the first sexual experience, right? Like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you just kind of hope that.
No.
You just kind of hope that.
In fact, it was everything I
If
thought.
you
It
overpump,
was not going to be.
Yeah,
the best
like you
way.
have no idea what you're doing. You just hope you don't come
No,
fast.
no, I'm saying like it was in the best way.
I don't
did
equate.
No, not that it's not
everything,
Not that it's
right.
not good, but you just didn't know what you're doing. Like you don't have your shit
I was
together
gonna
at
say,
that point. You know what I mean?
If you're
Like,
able to
I don't know.
overpump, that means you're pretty good at what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you overpump the puss,
right,
it's a little different than.
because she's just laying there, just done. Then, like she's just.
I mean, assuming you're doing it with some rhythm.
Exactly
you know?
what Dave just said.
Assuming
right
you're
now,
doing it
like,
with some rhythm, and she's not just like, "Can you get off me?" You know, like
Yeah, always overpump. The puss.
That's a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Always
My shirt.
overpump.
that's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be the laughter one. My bad.
Yeah, you killed it. And it's labeled too.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I got it.
I took my
labeled.
glasses off because they were getting foggy.
Is that bad? You can't
got
tell.
it. That's why.
Is it that
I
bad?
Hell
didn't even
no,
look.
it
I
ain't
just hit
that
the wrong
bad.
button.
No way.
Here, man, listen. All right.
This man is lying. There it is.
There you go.
There you go. It's way
Are we
later.
laughing at you now?
Exactly.
Or Dave?
So it's
like,
it's lost
The moment's
now.
We're laughing
passed.
at all of the
No.
things.
The moment's passed.
All of the things are to
I'm
be
done
laughed
with
at.
this. I'm done with this.
Fuck
Fuck
this.
this.
I'm out of here.
I'm done with this
At the
podcast.
same time, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We should end
Yeah,
podcasts
150,
like that
right?
sometime,
Huh?
you know?
150?
But you see this
I
shit?
can't wait till
I
we
can't
get to
keep this
episode
fucking
150.
shit on.
Can I see your glasses? Can I put them on real quick?
No,
Oh, man.
you're not gonna want to do that.
Why?
Because
Your
my
eyes will
prescription
explode.
Let me just see.
and
me just
they need
try
to
it.
be clean.
Let me
Listen,
just
don't
try
stretch it out.
He's
with
got
your
like gambit eyes.
gambit eyes.
What if he did?
Cyclops?
What if,
damn, G.
what if
Hey, man,
that?
no
What if that
Oh
was
my
the
god,
case?
that was my shit though. How did I not? Yeah,
What
whatever.
if that was the case? Adam didn't want
He
to put
just
his
shoots
glasses
cards
on?
out of his
They're
eyes?
Cyclops eyes.
He shoots cards out
No,
of
no,
his
no,
eyes?
because when
Don't, just
Cyclops
don't press the Ray-Ban.
Cyclops had to do that.
Why did
He
I
had to
say
have the glasses to
gambit?
keep it in check. You know what I mean? Like he took it off and they started going crazy and shit.
That's what it was.
Uh,
This looks like when Jerry Seinfeld tried on glasses. The bottle cap glasses. That was just like
That's
it.
funny. That's funny. My eyes are big, huh?
huh?
My eyes are gigantic.
Nah, but I mean,
Yeah, they were. No, he can't see.
That's hilarious.
He did it. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Awesome.
He
cool.
said he can't see. This
That
fucking
was
guy
pretty
right
funny.
here.
This fucking
That's
guy
funny, I'll give
can't
that to
see.
Yo, Dave, how's he gonna fucking see?
He
His
ain't
eyes are on
gonna
the
fucking
table.
see. What's the matter for you, huh?
What's the matter for you, motherfucker? Hey, that'd be hilarious
Oh,
if we
Lord.
just talk in old school mob Italian.
Hey,
why do you want to talk in everything but your actual voice?
That's very
Because
true.
they're all great
That's
accents.
very true.
but can you do it?
It will show our range. We might get to do something.
So hold up though. I really want to talk to an agency about voice acting.
That would be pretty cool. I would
Do you
like
have
to do
multiple bags to dig into?
Yes.
Pause.
that. How many bags?
7, 8.
You got 7 bags.
Like different acts.
Do
I
you
could
carry
do,
with
right?
them all
Are they
the
reusable bags?
Do you
You're
use?
talking about
Are they
acts
one-offs?
that I could do, right?
Do you-
Not
Yes, yeah.
Do
literal
you carry
actual
your
bags.
bags with you
I
everywhere
have
you
fucking
go?
Ziploc bags on me at all times. No, I don't. Do
Are they
that.
high
That's for
quality bags?
asking.
Would they rip?
All right, watch your mouth.
Paper?
Yes. Paper
So,
always over plastic.
Did you buy them or did they
Am I
give
right
them to
about
you
that?
with your bags?
Yeah. Paper,
Stop.
paper because
don't
it
know
saves
what
the
you're saying right
universe. But plastic because I can use them to also pick up the dog doo-doos.
I mean, you got metal for sustainability. Would you? I would hate to see you walking
What
around with
is
7 plastic
what
bags.
is happening right now? I have no idea. What we're
It's me and Adam
about
talking shit to you about.
This is,
We're talking about the bag, right? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
money
yeah, yeah.
bag.
No,
right?
I'm talking about,
I have
like-
different bags.
well, how many
like,
money bags do you got?
I'm talking about like your voice acting bag, you know? Like, oh, I have 7
Yeah.
bags, boom, boom, boom,
Right.
boom. I'm going to use this one today.
7, 8.
I was talking about
Okay.
actual
7, 8
bags
bags.
that you might have.
Well, of course, Sam was talking about things that don't make any sense to anybody that we're having a conversation
so,
about.
what's your favorite bag that you have?
Can you give us a little text?
Yeah.
Pause.
Hey, my name's Topher. Just from California, hanging out. I like to surf, smoke a lot of weed, just hanging out. I like sandwiches. I like sand. You know,
You
I
like
like
sand.
like watching the time roll by.
Hey, Topher, did
Little
you
bit.
did you smoke a little weed today?
A little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
It was fun. It was cool.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Go home. Go home, kid.
Are you the one who tapped this keg?
Fucking Topher over here.
Yeah,
No, that's
I don't
actually
know.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Is Topher the guy you named yourself to be when you're that accent?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Okay.
like that character.
What's your last name?
I haven't went that far.
Well, you should. It should be like I'm Topher, a strong last name here. Inserted
Should
here.
it be strong though?
Yeah.
Topher Strong?
I feel like not that literal. But
Topher
like,
Schlong.
no.
Oh.
Should be something stonerish though.
Schlong.
No.
Remember that kid? From Kasson?
Dude, I feel so bad for that guy. We
Yeah.
literally berated this kid.
I'm
on
pretty
our
sure
block.
I
He was
listed him in my
older than
cast
us.
list
as boys, like we call.
We were
them now.
little kids
Yeah.
calling this kid who was at least 6 years older with the fucking finest sister you ever saw.
Twin Towers.
Twin fucking towers.
Yeah, man.
I don't know why we call it Twin Towers.
We don't?
She had Wakata and Wakata in the
Well,
back.
yeah.
Twin Towers would imply there was just boobs.
Yeah.
Well, that was like the standout
was-
asset,
it was
apparently.
everything.
You know?
I just remember her being bad as hell.
it was everything.
Yeah.
It was everything.
It was everything.
Have you ever? If you saw her now, would you be able to know that you saw her?
Definitely not. I
Me
have no
neither.
idea. Who,
I-
what are their names?
I don't know,
know.
but like,
Twin Tower.
Twin Towers Kasson?
just have her walking down the street and shit. Like,
It pops up.
that's the only time we saw her was when she walking down the street.
Her last name wasn't Tower. I thought it was.
her last name's not Kasson.
Do you think that she knew that we objectified her whenever she walked by?
Most definitely.
Dude, one time
I know it.
I remember one
We were
time as a young lad, as a wee lad, I remember
We're just sitting
her
there, it's like
speaking to me.
a group of 9 of us just staring at.
But to be fair, we didn't know what we were doing. You know,
Like,
we're just a bunch of
all-
kids with raging hormones. Like,
all-
oh, that chick got a big ass.
all conversations stopped, and we were just looking.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
We're like in deep conversation, talking on the porch, and all of a sudden, just
I had one experience with as a wee lad with that she spoke to me. I remember. I remember it. I was a young kid, man, and maybe
the
one of my
first time
first
Sam
experiences.
popped
Maybe one of my first experiences of trying to like.
what is this?
Trying to no. That happened early. I don't know about you guys, but it was
No,
probably
but the
maybe
joke's
my
on you,
first
though.
experience
So,
of like
of course.
speaking to like a girl in the wild, right? Like yeah.
Hey man, Pop's trying to buy a jet ski.
You just texting me right now? The hell's that shit doing on the side of the road like
I
that?
don't know, but
It's a long way
you
from the
put-
water.
You put some shit like that, and you say $800 on it. I'm just gonna throw this shit in my trunk.
It's listed for $800.
So I put I don't
The
know.
shit
I
has been
obviously
there
didn't
for
talk to him yet.
That's a long way from the water.
Yeah, no.
It's
No,
too
maybe
much. You're not using the right water. No, but Twin Towers was bad.
Yeah.
So the way I feel about it is her first name was Twin, right? And her last name was Tower, and then Schlong, being her brother, was then Schlong Tower,
Right.
which would probably be a good porn name.
And why was he around? He was like the newspaper guy.
Schlong Tower.
He delivered for the Natick newspaper or something.
He was like 22 years old, fucking as a paper
he
boy.
wasn't that old.
I mean, he might as well have been.
I don't think so.
Who cares how old he was? He had a hot sister. You know.
That's all that matters. Fuck that guy.
Shit about that.
All right, so listen. Obviously, I was putting together the Kasson Avenue script, right, doing what I can there, and I put her in there as a character because I know you gotta have your little one-off characters that
So-
walk by randomly. If
What
you
was
could
her name
cast,
in there,
if
Twin
you
Tower?
could cast, yeah, of course. Well, I don't know what her
What
actual
about-
name
did
is.
you put-
I knew how we referred to her. That's how she went.
Okay.
So if you were gonna cast anybody to
As
play Twin Towers.
Well, I'm not going to go there because we're talking about children now, and I'm not going there.
All right. Well, I mean, we're talking about just first of
Two
all,
things this episode I've censored myself at.
It's fair.
You know,
I don't want to say this girl should be playing a 12-year-old,
well, if
14-year-old
we're putting
girl.
together a script and we don't know how old she was. I'm saying
She was our age,
Let's
or my
pretend.
age.
Let's pretend she was
was my
a consenting adult, full
So
full
are we
grown.
talking about Kasson Avenue? Are we talking Kasson Avenue as adults? Which might be
if
a
we were
great
putting
way to talk
if we were
about
putting
it.
that script together, we would have to cast somebody.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, then you're
I-
out of the script. I don't have an older brother for the sake of this movie.
No. I'll let you cast that. I'll be like, well, that's who they cast.
Casting was done by Adam.
Yes.
We would just
Specifically
we would
only.
listen. Like there
Now,
are
if you want to ask me who I'll have her cast, it's probably
like for instance,
as an adult,
Ashton Kutcher,
we
right?
Go there.
Ashton Kutcher, when that '70s show started, he was actually like 20 years old, but he was
And
playing.
Mila Kunis was like 13.
He was playing like a 14 or 15-year-old kid. So you cast people who are older to play younger people. It's just how it is sometimes.
But the thing is,
Obviously,
in that-
there's some morality issues there to some degree.
in
but,
that
like,
cast,
what do you do?
You're neglecting to talk about the fact the rest of that cast was at least
Yeah.
18. Mila Kunis lied, and she was
was like,
the
yeah,
one that
14
was
or some
like
shit like
14
that.
years old.
Yeah. And it's funny,
she's
now they're
the
married.
one that fucked it up.
And now they're
Because
married.
That was weird. She wasn't 18 for years.
Yeah,
Right.
Which is kind of weird because obviously they were dating and there was a lot of like sexual
Oh yeah,
jokes.
That's
and
why
shit
I'm
like that
saying
and
it
all
was
that.
weird. It was nuts.
definitely.
Good show though.
Yeah, good show. And that 90s show, hopefully, I think in like the next.
I don't know
Couple
if I'm.
seasons.
I don't know
I
if I'm
hope so,
looking
man.
forward to that because he's looking a little old and so is she.
Who,
Yeah,
Red?
but the idea.
Red and
Yeah.
Red look a little worse.
They're the
for wear.
grandparents. You know?
Yeah, I know, but they don't.
I would have a problem with it if they tried to like do a whole complete new cast overhaul, but they have a lot of the same people coming back. Like they're gonna be regulars on the show, the grandparents of Eric and Donna's daughter,
So Eric and Donna,
who's named Leia.
Nice.
So Eric and Donna are gonna be on the show. Topher,
Yeah.
coincidentally.
They're gonna be on the show.
Whoa, dude!
And Mila Kunis
That's
and
not it.
Ashton Kutcher are gonna be on the show, but I don't know like how often.
Do they have to shower before they get there?
I just my only problem with it, my only thing
Nobody
that
caught that.
my only question mark here is Hyde has his issues. So what are they gonna do with that? Like is he gonna just like have
Probably not been
burnt out
there.
somewhere? And,
Yeah, they don't know where Hyde went.
Like him and Leo ran off together and opened up a photo.
Leo.
Leo is such a great fucking
I guess I'm
character.
kind of interested in like the stories though.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Other characters.
entertaining. You know?
Yeah.
It's cool to have a little resurgence as long as you don't have to like re-overhaul or try to make a new version of that show. You know?
Right.
Fast forwarded it a little bit.
Yeah, that we've talked about. That might be the only one that can actually work if they really wanted
So
to.
I don't know why you're not excited about it. I mean,
Because
you
I
know.
don't really know how I feel about.
You can't know.
When they're
That's the
older.
idea.
Like it's like you see how you've seen Mr. Feeney, how he's pretty old, right?
Yeah, but he's still witty. You know?
Huh?
I said, "Oh, I hit this on accident."
Oh, but have you seen any like Mr. Feeney?
I didn't watch it.
He's gotten to an old. You never watched Boy Meets World?
No, of course. I mean, I thought you meant like the new version.
No, just in general. Have you like seen him
Definitely.
in? He's looking a little.
Did you know
older
that,
and harder? It'd be,
Do you know
I
that
just
Eric
mean
going
the
Feeney,
performance.
Feeney? That was improv one time and then it stuck.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, the performance might suffer, and it might be one of those things where you're just like, oh, you can see the age, and it.
Hey,
get,
how about
I think
this?
more from
How
my
about you
my.
watch your mouth when you talk about professionals, okay? Just saying.
But also,
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
but also,
I thought you might have actually thrown that.
Sit down, Randall.
also, listen, Red, the character that Red played, the character that Red played on that '70s show was like a jaded older man who was sarcastic and an asshole, right? And that only happens more as you get older.
yeah, that's.
So I can't see it being an issue.
But I just hopefully he's dying because he did do that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sit down, Rando. Motherfucker. No, but you're
Good
right.
thing you didn't order. Good thing you didn't order hash browns. You know, if they had been chugging the ketchup.
It was like- but no, I was just gonna say that my issue is a lot of the older actors when they're acting, they're you can hear the slur
You're right.
a little bit. I don't want to maybe for my
It adds a sense of realism.
yeah, but
you know?
maybe if I'm more
It's like
maybe I'm
Richard
saying-
trying after he got shot, and he's like, "Your voice sounds more grimy. It's better. There's more pain." You
Yeah,
know
but
what I mean?
that was part of the.
Nah, I get you, but it happened in real life though. He actually got shot in the face.
I actually
so.
think that for me, for my own personal reasons, probably I don't want to hear them sounding.
Well, stop
old.
being selfish and let the rest of the world have it. All right. Damn.
I don't think the rest of the world's
Damn, Jackie.
asking for it.
Damn.
I don't think. I don't think
Damn.
they want it though.
Well, clearly they do, or they wouldn't make it. You know, like there's got to be a
I'm a man.
demand for it to some degree.
No,
good.
you're right. I'll take it. I'll take that one
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, like we hope for the best as
Yeah.
fans of the show.
because
the
everybody's
original iteration.
still funny. Like you can get. They're all. I do wish that there wasn't what was going on with Hyde because dude is funny. Like in the ranch,
Yeah.
him as a rooster, shit's so fucking funny.
Which is always funny because I think we talked about this before, but Malcolm in the Middle, I didn't realize for the longest time that Francis was his brother in real life.
Yeah, right.
I'm
pretty
like,
funny.
there's like so like because they don't look anything alike.
They got different hair.
Different hair
One's got
completely.
like
True. Yeah, right.
one's got like professor artist hair, and the other
I would have
one's got-
never thought it.
Yeah, it's like it looks like I would believe Neil Patrick Harris is Francis' brother.
Wow.
easily
That's funny.
because they look alike.
They look alike.
exactly.
They got a
alike,
new show
actually.
coming out too. Neil Patrick
white,
Harris.
you're Ben Affleck.
I forgot who's his co-star.
If you're white, you're Ben Affleck.
It's a good movie too. All right, I think we talked enough about movies and quoting things. Is there any other important things to talk about here?
You talk about NBA?
I mean, the only thing
Zion
that I have
not
to say
being
is
Santa
Zion
Claus.
Gotcha. Right. That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much else that I feel like we need to get to. I don't know if there's any things in the music world that we should talk about.
No,
We talked
Beyonce
about-
came out, but who cares?
Yeah, that's gonna take over the world.
Oh,
Girls around the world.
you see, Khalees is mad as hell.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
See, Khalees is mad as hell.
Uh-oh.
At who? Nas? Because
no.
he's winning.
No,
this year?
no,
right, 'cause he's just
She's
winning.
mad at Beyonce for sampling one of her songs on that without like anybody asking her about it.
Well, that is technically a crime.
Well, no, not really, because she doesn't own the masters.
So
to it.
they
but she wants to
actually
see, like-
Well,
the
technically,
label.
She's just mad that she wasn't like, oh, how do you feel about me using this? Like,
technically, she should shut the fuck up.
And then she also was really mad at Pharrell for the same general thing. Like, oh, he does this all the time.
Did
blah, blah,
Pharrell
blah.
produce it?
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot of things I'll say.
I don't know.
But I won't.
And then she
What I
was
will
talking
say-
shit about Chad. She's like, that guy is spineless. Blah, blah. Like, I'm surprised he.
She's
can-
literally made one song.
She
Her
was so mad.
milkshake brought all the boys to the
And it
yard.
really didn't. I've seen better
she had,
milkshakes.
right?
She had a
It's-
few others, man.
Okay, tell me it.
Hate
Don't
you
worry,
so
I'll
much
wait.
right now.
Okay.
Also, at that point in time, I've seen way better milkshakes. That would bring me to the yard.
That song was literally just her screaming in the fucking mic.
It was.
I hate you so much right now.
That shit was dope, though.
I just did it
Neptunes.
exactly the way she did it. I should have made that song.
Do it.
Khalees had a milkshake, bring all the
Fucking
boys to
redo
the
it.
yard, and Nas went and tattooed the bitch on his arm.
He really did tattoo her naked on his arm. That was
Fast
fun.
as hell.
Yeah.
With the quickness, he was like, all right, cool.
I don't do that.
No.
I won't.
I don't miss you.
I don't have any tattoos.
BB's asked me, and I was like, she's like, would you get a? I was like, no, I won't. I've seen it end pretty poorly.
I would never put a name or a face of somebody who's not like in my direct bloodline on my body.
Direct bloodline.
Yeah.
Even then,
I mean,
Wouldn't get me
depends,
with like
you
a
know what I mean?
Steve-O face
No.
on your back.
what are you saying?
What I would do is
my mom
create a fake-
said I shouldn't get a tattoo of Henry Winkler on my ass. Well, mama don't know, it won't hurt her. Which is funny because he's Henry Winkler. So,
it is pretty funny.
was that joke there?
Because he's Heavy Winkler.
yes.
Heavy Winkler said, Henry.
It's a porn name. It's a porn name.
Heavy Winkler.
No, heavy Winkler.
That's even funnier.
Heavy Winkler.
All right.
Heavy.
All right.
Heavy Winkler.
Like a
If you were
Winkler.
gonna go into porn, what was your porn name?
I think it'd be something very obvious. I don't think I want to go for subtlety. Something like, give me a
It's
second.
got to be a double entendre, right?
Does it?
I mean, it
I think
could
so.
be.
I said I wanted to go obvious. More along the lines.
Yes,
like,
but a double entendre can be obvious. Just be both things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the idea of a double entendre.
That's very true.
call me Dick Heavy, and that's where I'll stay.
I don't like it. You wouldn't be a successful porn
Heavy
star.
Dick for sure. No, I would probably just. I told you it'd be super duper fucking obvious. It wouldn't be like it would more. If I could name myself, it'd be like he fucks you. That'd be the name. Of it. Like it'd be as simple as that. It wouldn't be like, oh, let me just create a random name.
He fucks you.
He fucks comes in the way, and now that guy walking through the door is he fucks you, and what he tends to do is
That's good.
fuck you.
I'm thinking I'm gonna be Thud Cicero.
That's his.
I think it would be
Thud Cicero.
arm's length.
Would it be one word?
Yeah.
I like my-
He's like yes and no. Mainly yes.
However you feel like writing it, I wouldn't. My idea is not to write it.
You guys didn't seem to like mine. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I didn't.
Not really finding anything special about your what'd you say? Arm's length.
Arm's length.
Yeah, that's
And
not that
and
good.
what do you guys?
Thud Cicero.
Thud.
Cicero is amazing.
What do you like Cicero? What
well,
about
just like it's a street name.
You like
say-
the street?
You said the,
it? How would you? What about Thud?
Thud,
See,
well,
this
just
is
like
the problem.
sound it makes when it hits
When
the,
it hits
you
the
know?
ground on
No,
Cicero?
not the ground, but when it hits something.
When it hits the ground on Cicero.
It thuds when you hit it against something, you know? Like
That's-
a face
that-
or
it
something.
thuds? Like-
a face? Yeah, you look.
Violent, dude.
It's a thud.
All right, beat boxer.
What are you saying?
Beating the box up. Huh?
Oh, that's your name.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
It's a little violent. It's a little violent.
I don't like
And
that.
and this comes from the guy who said I want to name myself He Fucks You.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
bad.
that's terrible though.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
obvious.
That's like new levels of shit.
What'd you
Like-
say your name was?
Like they
gonna be?
wouldn't even like
You just
try
said
to cast you.
box beater.
Yeah, box beater is pretty bad.
Box
No, I
beater's
said
pretty
beat
bad.
boxer.
It's like
That's worse.
that's even terrible.
Beat boxer.
Or, no, I'm
Nah,
good.
it's not as bad as he fucks you. It's
That's really
Yeah,
bad.
but one doesn't even try. The other one is like, oh, I'm gonna try to be subtle about my ambition here in this room.
no, it's not the ambition. It's the same thing as you're saying, but like more subtle. You know.
All I can do is give you and all I can do in life is give you this advice: don't be a fluffer.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't be that guy.
No, don't do that.
We've been through that, and then we talked about what it is, and yeah, no, you're right. Not anything that I would like to ever have to do.
But guys, no, unless you're in that
No, right,
genre.
right.
I don't know what the fuck they do. I'm not there.
Oh Lord.
That
funny.
being said, We got sneakers.
He almost didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you guys have
Sam
anything else
feels
important to
dirty
talk about. Well, you should with a
This
name
is
like
a
He
good-
Fucks You.
This was
I
a
don't
pretty
know what kind
goofy episode. I'm not gonna lie to
He
you.
fucks you. It's almost like he hates me. That XFL player.
Yo, there's like some there's some all female extreme football league.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh my
fuck
god.
that league.
No, but
good.
some
No.
of them women look tremendous
I
though.
want to say
Tremendous.
They're wearing
there's-
like cut off ass shorts and they're tackling
course,
each other. I'm
like,
like, this is
You're
the most
watching.
beautiful thing
You're
I've seen.
watching the wrong league. There's another league for
Yeah, the powder
basketball.
No,
or
buns
something
and
like that.
basketball. I know what you're
Buns
talking
and
about.
basketball,
I know what
whatever.
you're talking about. Yeah, but
That's like you don't even. I didn't even see the
Cut.
you don't even know they got a basketball. They might as well be running in the outside.
I didn't even know they got a basketball.
all right.
Which
I will
one is
say,
the basketball?
I will say the world is kind of geared towards objectifying women. Well, I mean, if they chose to
Man,
be
they've
part
been
of these sports,
objectifying us for months about our feet. Although they've stopped.
no. Only one woman that I know of has actually been the objectifier. Usually it's dudes. Then we got an email from
still
some lady who was
objectified.
like, "Oh yeah, I think it's really hot."
Doesn't
Da,
mean
da,
they're
da.
objectified.
You got an email from a lady?
At the pod email. I didn't tell you. I'm
Recently?
pretty sure I did. No, this was back when it was like in full swing.
Sam really wants to know
Did you
now.
see he put his spectacles on? Like, let me
got to
read
read.
this real
This
quick.
was definitely a man that sent this, by the way.
Probably.
Nah, there's a picture.
Okay.
Still probably a man.
I don't.
It said, "Hey KKP,
You'd get catfish.
really
wouldn't you?
enjoying the videos."
Adam would be
I
like,
know-
she
no,
said she loved me, and I've been sending her fucking man.
Never
She
that,
won't
never
talk to me on the phone.
I
Like,
gave her 30 grand already.
she said that her phone's usually off.
She needs 40 more. I don't get it.
If I had 30 grand to give somebody, I would give it to me first.
Yo, cat.
He's like, thank
She
you.
said, "I know this is
People who
strange, but
get
can you please
catfished.
wiggle your
Thank you,
toes
Adam.
inside your shoes? It's really hot to me."
That's what she wrote.
That's what she wrote. She said, "Hey KKP, really enjoying the videos. I know this may be strange, but can you please wiggle your toes inside of your shoes? It's really hot to me, LOL."
Well, if this bitch still watching, hey bitch, look at my toes.
Sam's all for it now. He's gonna start buying shoes again.
He's like, "Oh, finally a woman."
Just wanted to see where we can go with that.
Hey man.
Anyway,
I'm glad somebody at least I know that our email address for the pod is accessible. So we're just not successful because nobody cares about what we're doing.
Not
But I
so
guess
much.
when you have conversations like this, what are you gonna do?
There you go.
All right, we got sneakers.
Again.
yeah, I've got the same thing on these like
Those are not the same thing.
Air
You
Max
had
3.
Fire Reds.
Air Max
last
3. What are these? What do they call these things?
The Air Max 90, I guess.
Sam tries
no,
really
no,
hard.
the red.
Sam
Oh, the
tries really
infrared,
hard nowadays.
infrared.
Yeah, the infrared.
Infrared.
I don't care.
No.
They can kiss my ass.
You kiss my ass.
You got
They
this bitch asking-
might you might be careful what you say.
I got these bitches-
They might be
man.
like, "Word."
Got
All right."
motherfucking people asking me to wiggle my toes in my shoes.
Munch.
What kind of fucking camera do you got? You can zoom into my toes in my shoes. Like,
They don't need a certain camera. We have the camera. They have the equipment to do that.
look,
You know.
there's no way they can see me
Like
doing
the
this.
physical equipment.
Listen, I'm gonna do it. I got you right now. Until we end the pod, I'm gonna wiggle my toes in my shoes, and we'll see.
Wait, you mean like
Oh, my God.
physical aspect of that?
Like they have the literal equipment. Like it's their equipment.
I'm just gonna keep wiggling my toes. If we get 100 more subscribers off that, then I'll agree with you. But there's no way. They'll just be wiggling right now.
To be fair,
they're
about
wiggling in my feet right
about 120 of our subscribers came from that. You know.
Where'd they go? Because
They-
they all stopped
Well,
talking.
because
didn't
you scared them off. That's why. You
Yeah.
look like they're assholes.
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like a hate-love thing.
Man, they ruined the sneaker segment for me, dude. I don't wear anything. I'll be like,
Now you let them ruin the sneaker
did.
segment for you,
You
man.
I
let
used to
that
look in my
happen.
closet on Sundays like what to wear, and now I just be like, I don't want to wear this, that. Fuck these guys. I'm not even gonna.
He starts to like burn his shoes now. Fuck all this shit.
Now I only have
This
slippers.
is not LeBron leaving Cleveland. You don't need to burn your shoes.
I'm buying
Don't worry about it.
Sauconys.
Sauconys.
It's a caucus.
Whatever the fuck.
What you got on your feet, man?
I also have some infrared, but they're sixes though.
Look at it.
You know?
Look at it, ho.
Yeah, they're nice.
Okay.
I fucks with them.
ATL, ho.
I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't ruin the sneaker
Chicago.
thing for me because I don't give a fuck, about. Listen, man. I know I'm speaking like this from a side of things that maybe is not as objectified as the women in the world.
Okay.
But I'm not super upset about being objectified. It could be worse. You know, you could be
I
making death
told
threats.
you,
Like
This is true.
I could be facing some real shit.
Could be crack.
If you're just ogling me, I mean, what am I gonna do about it? Hey, you know,
Sam said it could be crack.
it could be crack. I mean, not really.
Listen,
Crack is not gonna
always
comment and be like,
remember,
"Oh, show me
whatever
your
you're
feet."
going through, it could be crack. And crack is addictive.
Hey, could be crack.
It could be crack. You don't want it to be, but it could be.
We're good.
Fair enough.
We're good.
All right, what you got? What you got on your feet? Some new fires.
Unk 6s. I scored these last year randomly. I walked into a Foot Locker and I was looking at a wall with all Jordan shoes, and I was like, "Can I get those infrared or not infrared, but those Cardinal 3s?" Didn't have my size. I asked for playoff 12s. Didn't have my size. I asked for the cool grays. Didn't have my size. So he's like, "Hold up." He comes back with this box. He was like, "I got this." I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, "Ring that bitch up for sure."
Hey man, when foot action was the thing, there some of the employees were good about that. Depends. Like if they thought that you were just trying to like go and resell, they're not gonna help
That's
you out, right?
exactly what
but
he
like,
told me.
I was in
Right.
the foot action side, like the Jordan side, I guess, and I'm looking on their little Jordan wall and trying to figure things out. And he's like, "You looking for anything specific?" I was like, "Some Jordans." Like I don't know, nothing on this wall really catching my eye right now. He's like, "All right, hold on a second." He went to the back and he's like, "Oh, I got these 6s, like
Right.
you know, whatever." And I was like. And they were on sale like 30% off or some shit like that.
Beautiful.
I was like, my man,
Beautiful.
throw them in a bag, you know?
Just
And I
throw
always-
it in the bag.
You always
love
got to
it.
feel like a baller when you say
love it.
like, just
Shot
throw it in the
caller.
bag, you know?
20-inch blades on the Impala.
I've always enjoyed when Dave Chappelle describes things that way. It's baller.
Man,
His
I really love
inflections.
these though.
They're definitely nice.
Yeah, man.
The UNC blue is a nice little hue to it.
Glad
know?
you guys enjoy a segment of shoes now. Now I be ending the
I mean, listen, if you
I'm
want,
wiggling the fuck out my toes.
if you
right
want,
now.
you can like clock out a few minutes early,
have.
and then we
I've
can just
already-
talk
These
about
bitches
shoes.
stay wiggling now. What's wiggle, bitch?
And to be honest with you, man, this is completely your fault. You know, you started the whole taking your shoe off, taking your heel out of your
It's
shoe,
all on you.
putting it, just stationing it on the desk, and
But
they're
to
like,
be
"Oh
fair-
yeah, I like it when the older brother does that."
To be fair,
That's the type of comments that we would get.
to be
Got
fair.
They were
Got
like,
it.
"Oh, I like it when the older one takes his heel out of the shoe." I was like, relax.
But to be fair, we both had no idea.
also, this is not a porno; it's on YouTube.
So
Like,
hold up, were
know?
you like just like randomly like?
I
playing
hadn't
with
put my
your
shoes
foot?
on yet, and we started. So I was
No,
putting
no,
my
that
shoes-
was when like everything initially kicked off. But even after that first episode, when people were still like
Oh, it's
objectifying
fucking-
us in the comments,
Objectifying.
you kind of fed into it a little bit.
No,
you know?
they said that.
Man.
No.
You did.
Mine
You
is
did.
like
literally
Maybe not
do it.
intentionally,
You
but
ever-
you did. You just showed them new things that you could do with your feet and shoes, and they were like, "Oh,
He said not intentionally, but
Oh.
you did. Listen, I literally like sometimes like if I got my feet like whatever like the heel will pop out my shoe. These motherfuckers are like, oh, I like the heel popping out. Like,
Nope.
well, that's just nasty.
Nope.
You can't treat me that nasty without paying me.
Nope.
I'm."
Pay me.
If I had one question for them, I would say, if I take my foot out of the shoe, is the infatuation still the same? Right? Like, if the shoe,
That's
the
your
shoe
question?
itself, is the shoe itself the thing that gets you, or is it the fact that my foot is in it?
That's your question.
I would like to know. Yeah.
My question: how much you willing to pay?
I bet it's always
Obviously,
worth it.
I mean, listen, there could be follow-ups, but
And on that,
yeah. On that note, thank
Well,
you very
I'm
much,
just saying,
everybody, for tuning in
How
to the
much
Kiona
you
and Kasson
willing to pay,
podcast.
baby?
This was episode number 146. We truly hope you enjoyed it. Because if not, then I mean, God knows what's gonna happen next week. You know,
Same thing, baby. Same thing, baby.
Sam doesn't necessarily enjoy when you ogle his feet. So please, if you do that, just direct
me.
comments directly to him. You
Pay
know,
me.
Get as much commentary underneath him as possible. Pause. And,
Here's what I'll say: any of you foot lovers who are still subscribed, you take your little asses all the way to fucking Patreon, and then you pay us for this shit. Otherwise, I don't know. Just stay here.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to change the tier descriptions in Patreon to encompass any of that.
don't do it.
Change one to you like feet, don't you?
Thank you
Or
all
you,
for
so you like
watching
feet, huh?
today. If you have gotten to this point of the end of the show and have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And otherwise, we'll catch you on number 147.
Yep.
Well.
Peace.
Yeah.